Welcome to the Lions Den. We have the Lions in the building. We have Mikael versus Rabbi Lewis. This is their preliminary tonight. Hopefully, we can get to just a topic tonight so that they can determine what they're going to debate on. We got Yashar the Lion, aka Daquan, in the building as well as Aliyah in the building. So we're going to kind of get into it. JJ7000 will be joining us in a bit. So let's get it popping. We have Tori Dawson that just actually joined us as well. So, Mikael, you want to tell everybody who you are, where they can follow you while we wait for JJ? Rabbi Lewis, who you are. You go first.
I can barely hear you, sweetheart. Like it's like sound like it's a lot of wind in the background. You know.
Yeah, somebody just let me mute their mic. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you clear now.
Okay, yeah, if somebody just joined in. What I said was while we wait for JJ to come back in, can you tell everybody who you are and as well as Robert Lewis before we get into the discussion and where they can follow you, okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like to first and foremost give all honor and praise to the Elohim and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. In the name of His Son Jesus Christ, Mashiach and High Priest. My name is Brother Mikael Ben Israel. Some of my brethren in the Israelite community call me Jeshurun, or some might know me by Hebrews in the Hood because of my YouTube channel, Hebrews in the Hood, spelled with a Z, not an S. And I'm just a servant of the Most High. I've been on the debate scene for a little under a decade now. As far as social media debates, I go back to Debate Talk for You, Sound Showtime over there. I've been frequent on a few debate leagues, and as far as my ministry, the Most High has blessed me with the Walls of Jericho. The complete name is the Walls of Jericho Have Fallen. Biblical and historical studies. So it's a more classified as an educational center. We're currently in the midst of basically trying to work on getting renovation for this new building that we have. But we do online classes that's about to start up real soon. I have the Walls of Jericho Facebook group that you can also find, the YouTube Walls of Jericho channel. I just opened back up. So you can subscribe to that if you find it. That's Walls of Jericho. I think that's with a Z too, instead of an S, but it may be an S. But it might be hard to find because it ain't got that many subscribers on it right now. I just opened it back up. And my love though, my heart is anti-gang violence community activism. That's really why I was making my niche, a few years ago. As far as, like gang violence in Chicago and things of that nature. I'm an inspiring author myself. And, of course, I'm a minister of the Most High God. I've been conscious in the Hebrew Israelite community for 25 years now. Based out of Chicago. I started at I'm from the Israel of God, the IOG. That's the class that brought me into the truth. I also frequent the ICOJ, which is a sister class that branched off from that school, along with a few other schools, the House of Jacob and Church Israel. There's a few that I could name that certain people would be familiar with. And basically, let me see, am I leaving out anything? Also, yeah. You can also find me on on Vimeo. If you go to Vimeo on demand, It's a docu-series out called The Curses. The Curses. That's from Hebrews to Negroes Part 2 by our beloved brother and author, Ron Dalton. Some of you might have heard of him. He got the Hebrews to Negroes books and the documentary series. I'm in that one. You can find it right now on Vimeo on demand. Just type in Hebrews to Negroes and put in curses, and you'll see people like me. Who is it? Busy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Other teachers, Ron Divine Prospect. I can't even name them all, but a bunch of, I would say I was humbled to be a part of with a bunch of real good teachers and leaders and activists in the Hebrew Israelite community. So that's about all I could think of right now, because in the end of the day, I'm just a servant of the Most High. And debating has always been one of my things. I kind of took a break on it after I was in the debate season. I was in another debate season last year that some of y'all may know about over in SVDL. And I've basically been chilling right then, but I requested to get me a Jewish rabbi. That's the only way I would come back out to debate. I don't know too much about my opponent. I just found out a couple of days ago that he may be a Jewish or Muslim, which I never heard of before, a rabbi Muslim. Maybe he'll be able to clarify that. You know, I found that kind of amusing. I haven't looked into any information about him or seen any of his debates or anything like that. But I've had debates that people bagged out on in the last minute. Some of y'all may know about him. Like what's the guy, Dr. Michael, oh boy, I can't think of his name. He a big name cat though. I had him bag out on me before. And I had a couple of more Jewish rabbis bag out on me. We beat up Rabbi Asher years ago. And so that's really what I inspire to, because I really want to prove who the true Jews are, or the children of Israel. What I do know is that my opponent, he took this debate, and I thank him for that. And I think he said I'll let him say it, but I think he said that he desired to debate whether Jesus was a sinner or committed sins. And I basically said, yeah, I'll accept that. But at the same time, we know the big debate that everybody want to know, being that this Hebrew Israelite so-called movement is growing so big and it's gotten a lot of people's attention. We really want to know who the true Jews are, who the true Israelites are. Is it the Israeli? Is it the Ashkenazi, the people over in Israel? Or is it the dispersed Negro due to the transatlantic slave trade? So that's my stance, and I succeed and let it go over to the host. Shalom.
Shalom. Well, that lets you know right there that we know him as Hebrews in the Hood as well has come out of retirement for you, Rabbi Lewis. I want to give you an opportunity to kind of tell everybody who you are and kind of give us your stance, and we'll kind of get into the topic and go from there.
Yeah, nah. Well, alhamdulillah, I've been witness there's no God but Allah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I've been witness there's no God but Allah, that Muhammad is his messenger. My name is Rabbi Lewis, aka Louis Islam to the family. It's an honor to be on the panel. I'm a member of the Solar Vision Debate League. You probably heard some of my lectures from SVDL. I've also was affiliated with, I was also, probably maybe heard of me from the Shield Squad, Cherry Love Show. I've done multiple debates on Cherry Love's panel and on SVDL. I've been on Debate Talk for You and a couple other panels as well. A little bit about me. I'm a stock investor. I'm a published author. I've written over 20 books, some books on the stock market, some on history. I'm going to learn about the stock market, an advanced course on the stock market. Check my books out at Amazon.com. Just type my name is Rabbi Lewis. Again, I've written over 20 books, some on history, some on finance. What else can I say? Yeah, looking forward to doing this debate with Hebrews in the Hood, Brother Mikiel. Hopefully this debate will be riveting. I think I can say more, but that's pretty much it.
All right. Hey, I'm back, everybody. Jeremiah Judah, 7,000 people's I'm sorry I'm running a little late, but as you can see, we have Rabbi Lewis in the building. Hebrews from the Hood. Hey, Hebrews from the Hood told me to find my rabbi. I did my best. This brother right here, he's ready to go in with you. He told me that he will defend the Jewish way of life. But I just want to let you give you to the floor. Hold on for a second, everybody. Wait, let me get my camera. All right, there we go. Now you're talking to. Hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. Welcome to the Lions Den. But like I said, I'm excited. We got Hebrews in the Hood in the building. You know what I'm saying? This is when I first came into the truth. I'm gonna tell you the three people who inspired me. It was Hebrews in the Hood, Michael Edwards, and Mighty Hebrew. And I ain't gonna lie, Tazariak. I'll be honest, Tazariak. I like how he was banging in the streets. This was before I found out that the 12 tribes chart was fake. You know what I'm saying? But what we're gonna do, we're gonna let these guys go in for a little back and forth, and we're gonna see if we can get something set up. So who wanna go first? He was in the Hood?
Yeah, I will. Like I say, I told the people, they asked, they waiting on the big debate. And so, to be honest with you, I don't have nothing or anything like that. I just said, basically it's a weigh-in. So we just want to basically get our titles straight. Because I'm not going to reveal too much of my hand before the debate. You know how I get out, Jude. I'm really not going to reveal too much. So, but yeah, as far as, with you, Rabbi Lewis, picking the subject of whether Jesus sinned or not, it's a very old argument that I'm very familiar with. That's why I didn't have a problem with taking it. But also, as far as on my end, this has been the long subject that a lot of people seems to be more on your side. Although now that I see that you're a Muslim, like the brother JJ said, he tried to do his best to find me a rabbi, but I got a feeling after this debate, a real one might jump out the window. They may jump out the window. It won't be good for them, but they may jump out the window. But I'm gonna tell you, when I say real rabbi, I don't mean that out of no disrespect to you, but I don't call them that rabbi anyway, or schoolmaster or master, anything of that nature. I'm a spiritual note. But what I mean by that is I want authentic Jewish, whether he's a Ashkenaz convert with Austrian or German heritage, or one who calls himself straight Jewish from the Kohen. I want somebody from the Kohen or modern day Cohen priesthood. That's what I want. That's what I want. So with all due respect, my brother, you just gonna be the sacrifice for me to get the bigger fish. And I gotta say to you, I didn't know that you was with Shield Squad, because I love my brother LeBron and G-Con and who is the same person, and Cherry. I got a long history with them.
Cherry, we got unfinished business. Go ahead, family.
I'm pretty sure they'll let you know I was almost single-handedly the reason for destroying the Shield Squad. A matter of fact, one of the only reasons I even found out a little bit about you, as far as your Islamic history, was because that guy with the initials VM, I don't even want to say his name, but I know he probably watching because he loved basically eye hustling on my Facebook page. Vocab Malone jumped on my comments, and that guy is not even he's not a Jewish rabbi, he's a Muslim or whatever. Because he like to, they like to stalk my page.
But what was this, bro?
Oh, this was last night. I seen it on last night. Yeah. So he got some type of weird relationship with me or whatever. But yeah, he put me in his book, that bogus book, Barack Obama versus.
I got that book.
Yeah. You probably noticed he wrote a little bit about me in there, not too much. So my whole thing is, like I say, I don't have too much material to actually debate with you right now because it is just the weigh-in. I just want to solidify our titles, and I want to solidify the date. And I basically let you go ahead and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Well, we could debate did the crucifixion and resurrection happen? Did the crucifixion and is the crucifixion and resurrection of your God, JC, did it happen? Is it a story?
Now, so wait a minute. So which one is it? Because I thought that you wanted to debate whether Jesus Christ sinned or not.
If that's more convenient for you, fine. But we could debate did he sin, or we could debate did the crucifixion and resurrection actually happen.
So how many debates we gonna have? Because I also want to debate who are the true authentic ethnic Jews. So if we're gonna have two debates, we need to have two debates, not 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah, okay, so are you willing to debate did the crucifixion and resurrection really happen?
I wouldn't have a problem debating it, but I already got it on my mind to debate the original one that you threw out there, and that's did Jesus sin? So I mean, let's keep it where it was at.
Rabbi Lewis, slack everybody. Rabbi Lewis, what we could do, I'll find somebody for that other topic you're talking about. We got plenty of hungry lions in the lion's den, so we won't have no problem finding a topic. Somebody debate you on the topic. But you threw out the first one. This one he was preparing himself for mentally. So
right. Well, I think both topics kind of coincide with one another. I think when we discuss the sin, we're going to end up getting into the crucifixion and the resurrection. I think we're going to end up segueing into that topic anyway, because that's a big part of the narrative. So if we're debating that he sinned, we're going to be talking about the crucifixion and resurrection regardless.
That's kind of like a red herring / straw man. But I'll tell you like this, man. I've been around the debate block for a long time. And for the record, I'm undefeated. I've never taken an L. But I like to let you know that once you throw an offer out there for a debate and you put a title out there for a debate, the reason that you do that is for somebody to debate that title. Now, if you slip was he resurrected or whatever, if that happens to come in as part of the debate, that's no problem. I have no problem with anything that I stand on. The whole thing is, what is the title of the debate? Because you win a debate based on the subject. So you can have little miniature debates around that debate. But in the end of the day, if you don't win the subject of that debate, then you don't win the debate. See, okay. I'm seasoned in this. Brother. I'm pretty sure you're aware.
Okay, brother. We'll do the title. Did Jesus sin? That'll be the title of the debate. Did Jesus sin?
Okay, we got that one.
Yeah. Hey, now, brother, let me ask you. Hey, what do you mean by did he sin? Can you give us a little bit where you're coming from, brother? I never heard this in my life.
Oh, of course, yeah. As you know, I'm a Jew. I'm Jewish, so I don't follow the New Testament. So we're gonna be uncovering: did Jesus actually sin? Was he a sinner? Did he actually commit any sin, or was he quote unquote perfect? Right? The Apostle Paul said, I think Apostle Paul said, if Jesus did not resurrect, then our faith is in vain. So I'm looking forward to this.
Okay. So what we need to do here is just get a time and a date. We'll get this set up. So
okay, so let me ask him a question about.
Go ahead, family. Go ahead. I'm gonna get out there.
Because I know we got a nice amount of people that flew over here. They want to at least hear, a good intriguing dialogue.
Yeah. Get it in.
Yeah, and my man sound like he pretty seasoned himself. So okay, so as far as the debate topic that I want, which actually is going to tie into that, it actually is going to tie into that did Jesus sin too, whether you know it or not. But as far as proving or the question, answering the question, who is the authentic Jew / Hebrew Israelite, or whatever you want to call it, between two different groups of people? And there's many more that I could touch on, but I want to use these two particularly because these are the two who bring national attention as far as the so-called African American. I'll start there. I ain't even gotten to the Caribbeans and the Afro Latinos and all that type of thing, and the Israelites in Africa, and that's in different tribes and all of that, as opposed to the majority of those people who call themselves Jewish, who was brought over from Europe in the 1940s and established the state of Israel. My question is, it's not even a question, but Brother Lewis, forgive me if I don't, refer to you as Rabbi Lewis too many times. It was kind of put into me by my elders, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, do you think you'll be able to prove that the Israelis, we'll use the term that they use, that the Israelis are the authentic Israelites and the African American is not?
Right. No. Well, again, even Asher Meza, who you mentioned, even he said that if you look white, you're probably a descendant of a convert. He even said that. I mean, because he did the video, Black Israelites Debunked. He said they weren't black, but they weren't white. You know what I mean? So he did an excellent video. You should check it out. It's called The True Hebrews Were Not White. You should check that video out. But Asher, in fact, I actually re-uploaded it on my old channel, but I deleted that channel. I have a new channel. But check my channel, Rabbi Lewis, on YouTube, guys, if you want to check me out. My information, my videos out.
Rabbi Lewis is your YouTube channel?
It's just Rabbi Lewis. It'll pop right up. You see like a blue icon. I only got 5 subscribers. It's a new channel, but I have videos on Aisha being 6 years old. I have videos on the contradictions in the Bible, with the Jews black. I got multiple video lessons on my channel.
Okay, because I seen a few of Asher's videos after he got beat up a few times. He even started changing his stance a little bit, but I don't know if I seen that one in particular. So I definitely look for it and check it up.
And he said the Hebrews were not white. He said the Jews weren't white. They were not white. If you look white, you're. Sorry, that's cut you off, brother. Please continue.
Oh no, but to be quite honest with you, that's kind of a peanut butter way of answering something. That statement, you hear Jewish people say that today. Yeah, well, you even hear other Europeans say that Jewish people were not white, but they weren't black. Then they get into these funny descriptions like they're Middle Eastern. Look over there today, as if they don't know history when certain lands got conquered. That's kind of like saying if you look at America today and say, oh man, well look, he's American. Obviously, look over in America. Well, we know who was here before America. You know what I'm saying? So that same thing applies to basically most of the region of Northeast Africa and the tips of Asia. So that argument really wouldn't work on me whatsoever, because I mean, just like I think it's almost common knowledge now that the ancient Egyptians are definitely not the same people that invaded in 300 AD that's over there right now. Or is it 600 AD? It's one of the two. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool though. So you can either send that information to Jeremiah Judah and put it in my inbox, or however you want to do it, but I'll definitely check it out. But as far as the audience watching, I'm telling you people, y'all want to make sure y'all tune in. We're about to pick this date right now. Y'all gonna definitely want to be there, because all praises to the Most High. I humbly say the things that I bring will definitely solidify my argument. And of course, I never make a debate boring either, yet still respectful at the same time and edifying for the foremost. And so
I know the shield guys listening, because they always they're my biggest detractors on YouTube. Vocab, you listening, man? Give me a call, brother. All right. Faithful to God, if you're listening, man, I'm calling you out, bro. Keep me up, man. You got my number. Stop screwing my calls.
Okay.
Yeah, Vocab, you eye stalker. I know you watching right now. So
I know the Shield Squad is tuned in. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You know everybody watching. It's all cool. So yeah,
I don't know about no Shield Squad, but hey, I tell you what, the Lions there, we want all the smoke from all camps, all groups, all cliques, and we deep over here. Trust and believe that. So I ain't never heard no vocab, but But if he want it, he can get it too. Go ahead, Hebrews in the Hood.
Oh boy, yeah, he'll be making a video on you soon. Don't worry about it. Don't be surprised if you see this little video clip in one of his videos pretty soon. You know, that's why I didn't really want to say his name, but since he's been popping up on my page, right, saying little stuff. But okay, so let's check the schedules. I know in 20 minutes you have a debate coming up. I'm gonna definitely try to check.
It's a discussion. They're going to be teaching about sovereignty. You know how you can get your paperwork and all that type of stuff. So
okay, and who will be doing that?
Tazadak and Andy Elder Moore.
You talking about Tazadak with the locks?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know the brother. I know who you're talking about.
Yep.
All right. So let's pick a date. What's good for you? Let's pick a date. Don't want it too far away. Don't want it too close. We want it far enough where people can get the build up, because I definitely want a lot of people to see it.
At least 2 weeks. 2 weeks, the longest, right? At least 2 weeks.
All right, 2 weeks sound good to me if that's all right with him.
Yeah, that's fine. 2 weeks is fine. Just 2
weeks from today.
We could do something early around 6 or 7 Eastern Standard, if that's plausible.
Yeah, I actually prefer 7 Central myself. But 6, I think 6 could be cool. 6,
7 my time is good. I hate late night hangouts. That'll be good though.
Okay, so 7, so 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 Eastern Time.
Yeah.
Okay, so when is 2 weeks from today? Check Jeremiah Jews so I can make sure ain't nothing on my schedule.
All right. What's today? Today Monday.
Today is Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday.
Tuesday. What's today's day?
Today is the 11th.
All right, 11 plus 14 days. What? The 25th.
The 25th. Okay, hold on one second. Let me check my Hebrew calendar. Make sure we ain't got no new moons. Not like that coming up.
So yeah, stay tuned, man. Hey, we got two powerful brothers that's coming on. We'll be teaching about sovereignty, how you can apply, get sovereign from this country. I mean, I don't really know too much about it. That's why I bring brothers on here to teach about things I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do at the Lions Den. We're not just about debates. We're about open discussions and, bringing this truth out to our people. You know what I'm saying?
Again, I'm a professional stock investor myself. I may listen into that talk.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, y'all keep talking. I'm finna call the brother right now. Y'all go ahead.
If you want to learn about the stock market, check my book out, Homework for Hustlers.
As a matter of fact, man, tell us about some of your books you got while he checking the calendar.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I wrote multiple books on the stock market. I'm a professional stock investor and mentor. Check out my new book, Homework for Hustlers. You want to learn about the stock market. You want to get to professional stock investing.
Okay. Anybody else on the panel want to say anything? While Hebrews in the Hood, Mikhail Ben Israel's looking at his channel. Liar, Jashar.
Yeah, before they talk, I just checked, and as far as I see, let me see, that's the 6th day of Elul, so I don't see anything going on. So I go ahead and just mark that for the debate day.
All right. Now, what after that debate, y'all gonna set up your second debate, right?
We're negotiated,
You want to see how that first debate go? I feel you.
Yeah. Let's get that first one in, and then we'll see after that.
See how it go.
Because bro, I really promised you one debate, but I know you think you slick. Once I get that taste again, yeah, I know what you up to, bro.
Yeah, buddy. But I'm gonna keep finding you rabbis. That's my mission. That's my goal. That's how I'm gonna keep you over. I'm gonna find you about 4 or 5 rabbis. You're gonna be on there every week. That's how I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I really thought the brother was a Jewish rabbi. And, as a matter of fact, you told me he was a Jewish rabbi. How did that work? A Jewish rabbi and a Muslim at the same time? Go ahead. Tell me how that works.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. Again, I took my Shahada. Shahada is the creed of Islam. I took my Shahada about a year ago or 2 years ago now. Before I took my shahada, I was a rabbi. I went under rabbinical training, so that's why I'm a rabbi and a Muslim at the same time. If that makes sense.
So you went through your rabbinical training. So were you certified to be an official rabbi? Like,
Yeah,
can you do all the?
I
Can
studied
you do?
Yerushalayim Ministries. I underwent rabbinical training, but then after about 2 years ago, I took my shahada, which shahada just the Arabic word for becoming a Muslim. I took my shahada. That's why I'm a rabbi and a Muslim. For those who are confused.
Okay, so I understand the Shahada. Got a little Islamic history myself. So my question is though, just to verify for those watching, are you ordained to do like the ceremonies?
Yeah, I completed a Judaism course at Yerushalayim Ministries, and I studied under Sheikh Abu Toba at Sheikh Abu Toba from Brooklyn, out the in the Bronx. TimbuktuFix.com. Oh, edu. Timbuktu. This website is TimbuktuFix.com or .edu. Excuse me. What he does. Well, I took professional Arabic courses. I read multiple books on Arabic myself. I'm an Arabic student. I've been studying Arabic for 8 years. I took Arabic courses under Sheikh Abu Toba at Timbuktu Fix, which they offer Arabic courses, Quranic learning courses, and stuff like that.
Okay, okay. I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse or drill it in or anything like that, because you basically teaching me about yourself. I don't know much about you besides hearsay, and I really don't go too much off of that. So basically, what I'm asking is, you kind of answered it, but I'm really trying to get a real direct answer. Like, for example, me right now at this stage, I can do baptisms, I can do funerals. I'm getting a solidified license so I can do state recognized marriages. If
And
you
what
see
are
what
you?
I'm
What are you? A Christian?
No, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm a Messianic Hebrew Israelite.
Oh, you're a Messianic Hebrew Israelite. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Go
I'm
ahead.
Messianic. Yeah.
Right.
And so I mean, the word Christian doesn't bother me either, just to let that be known. That don't bother me either. So my whole thing is, could you perform, like, put it like this, would your ceremonies be recognized by the state, like any type of Jewish ceremonies?
Yes, I
Or,
completed at Yerushalayim Ministries. I completed
okay. Okay, got you.
a Judaism course. Then after I did that, I completed an Arabic course under Sheikh Abu Toba at Timbuktu Fix. I completed an Arabic course. Which it was a conversational course. You got the conversational course and you got the Quranic course. I took the conversational course. Was this can you guys?
Okay.
Yeah, I took the conversational Arabic course, not the Quranic. It was two different courses. So I
Okay,
took
I
the
got you. I
conversational
got you.
course. Well, 'cause I've read multiple books on Arabic as well.
Okay, yeah. You said the key word. You said completed. So yeah, that's all I needed to hear. So yeah, that answers it. And for those, for clarification for those watching, the reason when you asked me I'm a Christian, I answered so quick no, because to those who are a little bit naive, the Hebrew Israelites on here, we know better already. But if you're speaking to somebody that's just watching, the first thing gonna pop in their head is a Sunday Christian, under the Roman Catholic Christianity that you see today. You see what I'm saying? But I am a Messianic Israelite, so I could be classified as a Christian, just to make that clear to you.
Oh, okay. No wonder they called me a Christian like yesterday, and I kind of took offense to it. So, and the Messianics is really Christians as well. Is that what you're saying, HebrewzHood?
Yeah, basically, 'cause I mean, we got knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I know who the first people that was called Christian were Israelites. So yeah, I don't have a term with that.
It
Yeah,
is true. I didn't think of that. You're right.
I'm a Christian, so but if you ask me that, now I got to break down exactly why I said that, or else you'll throw me in a group with the Sunday Roman, modern day Christianity that's not biblical whatsoever. Like, I'm not a part of the system of Christianity. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha. See, really, the Hebrews, excuse me, not Hebrews, the Israelites are the true Christians because they were the first ones with the church, right?
100, 100. without a doubt, non-arguable. You can deal with all 1st century, 2nd century, 3rd century documents, contemporary historians, everything. Not one of them was a non-Israelite.
Gotcha. That's what's up. Well, okay, everybody.
Okay, then. So it's that for
the face, man, for the people who don't. I mean, what you hide behind the screen for? You get your hair braided.
Oh, you trying to be funny now? Oh yeah,
there you go. That's Hebrews in the hood, right there. Come on, Rabbi, your face, man. We over the line, then we show our face. We don't hide behind the screen.
Hebrews Hood.
Peace to everybody.
Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, man, I truly.
Is your camera shot or what?
Nah, I'm not. I can't turn my camera right now, but next time I'll turn my camera on.
All right, when we're doing the debate now, we want because see that's how you connect with the people. You know, I learned when being a debater, if you got your camera on, you got a better chance of beating somebody who don't got their camera on.
Well, the reason why I don't usually, if I can say something to that, brother Jeremiah.
What'd you say, family?
If I can say something about as far as turning the camera thing on,
yeah,
we're actually, me and my legal team are working on launching a podcast show for investing, and they advised me not to show my face yet. That's why.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because we're about to launch a podcast show for professional stock investors, and we launched the YouTube, what do you call that website and a podcast show. So they're like, don't for copyright reasons, don't show your face yet.
Okay. Well, I definitely respect your business, but I hope you had it fixed by the time of the debate, because I don't want to find out I was debating a mystery man or a computer virus.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're launching the YouTube channel for investing. So, a bunch of legal red tape. You know what I mean? As you can imagine.
Yeah. Tell everybody where we can find both of y'all. I know Jericho. Go ahead, family.
Yeah. Like I said, we just uploaded my new channel. It's actually an old channel. It was sitting head off. I didn't even notice it was there. Jericho on YouTube. You can type that in. I also have a Mikael Ben Yisrael channel. That's Mikael Ben Yisrael with a Y. And you can also, of course, find my channel Hebrews in the Hood. If you go on there, you will see some lectures that we've done over the years. You can also see part of a series that me and my brothers from the Walls of Jericho did called a part of the Trilogy of the Truth. It's called From Assyria to West Africa, where we actually deal with tribes like the Yoruba tribe, where they actually, by their manuscripts and their records and their oral tradition, show the migration pattern where they themselves say that they were driven into Africa by the Assyrians.
Say that again. You said the Yoruba?
Yeah, I actually have. Actually, one of my top researchers is a Yoruba.
Right.
Yeah, he is a Yoruba.
And with that, Mikael, we used to have a brother in the lines then. His name is Kyle. He's a Yoruba. And I used to tell him, I said, them brothers didn't start off in West Africa. They migrated from east to the west.
Yeah.
And he swore up and down that I was wrong and I didn't know what I was talking about. Him and Garfield. I ain't gonna mention Garfield, right? He's been running from you for about 8 years. He's been running from me for about 6.
Right. I don't want to hear that name, man. But
hold on, I gotta say one thing. Garfield, where the hell is that damn book? God dang, you got people pre-ordering for an invisible book. You gotta be ashamed of yourself.
Man, it's sitting over there on that invisible shelf. But you know what? Yeah, things like the Europe, things when you're dealing with the Europe and the Igbo. I've seen the disputes that certain people have had. And we're not gonna get too off into that right now, and turn it into a history lesson. But I'm just letting you know, Brother Lewis, you dealing with an authentic in this as far as solidifying us being those people. One thing we do take pride in at the Walls of Jericho, we don't just go off third party hearsay, Google. We actually contact these people. We actually live with these people. They're actually part of our camps, our schools, and everything else. So, it's things that you can't beat. Like, I'm just going to drop one little jewel for y'all. I ain't going to get too deep because I don't want my brother Kazak. I know he watching. Shout out to my brother Cassius Israel. another one of the top researchers and teachers at the Walls of Jericho, my brother Ade. Did you know that the part of the Yoruba tradition is not only do they circumcise on the 8th day?
All right.
See, that's key.
Yeah.
People bring up these erroneous little tribes and stuff around the world that circumcise, but do they
circumcise the 8th day too, right?
The 8th day. Now here's the killer part.
What is it?
Not only do they circumcise on the 8th day, they name their child on the 8th day.
I just said that. That's right.
Right.
I know.
I know. Hey, Judah, I know you be in them books. I didn't caught the background back there in your crib a couple of times. You know, you tried to slide past. I'm like, let me see that bookshelf. He tried to slide real quick. But yeah, not only did they name on the 8th day, but they you know, but we gonna leave that alone because it's another. You know,
another time on another day. Actually, it's called a Grand Rising Team. I'm gonna give y'all a little plug. They want to challenge JJ 7000 or anybody in the lines. They're talking about there's no proof of any Hebrew Israelite coming off that ship. Any Hebrew else coming off the slave ship. I mean, they must have forgot about or any Hebrew Israelite knowing that they was a Hebrew Israelite when they came off the ship. They must have forgot about Freedom Hill. I ain't even gonna tell them about Freedom Hill. You know what I'm saying? These people knew they was Hebrew Israelites. After they got freed of slaves, they got that big sign that says Freedom Hill that says Israelites. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it multiple times.
Hey, these people knew. So they need to cut that. They need to cut the nonsense out. But like I say, man, I appreciate everybody coming on for the preliminary. We finna segue into the other show. I got the brother that just joined on. I never met him before. Go ahead and tell everybody what your name is. He got a testimony of how he got help to become a sovereign citizen. He's not a citizen anymore, I think. Go ahead, at least explain to me a little bit about that.
Shalom, or shalom, Akim. I'm Yashabam with True Disciples of Christ camp, Hebrew Israelite family. My experience was basically being taken advantage of by the system. During the time that I was being taken advantage by the system, I didn't identify as a Hebrew Israelite, even though I did study the so-called King James Bible. I never connected those dots. I studied, had a concordance, lexicon, so I'm increasing my knowledge, but that kind of put a stop to all that. And I'm just trying to make a living for my family. You know what I'm saying? Just got out the service, 11 and a half years, and someone stopped me on the side of the road, got in my face, spit on me, took my wallet, emptied it out, kept issuing me threats. I shut down, took my vehicle, took all my tools. I had a couple of contracts where I was in charge of changing over, not real big, the point of sale systems in the territory of Georgia from regular to being able to take the chip now. There was like a big push between 2016 and 2017. And I was just, getting right through the mud with that. And at the same time, I found out my rib that was connected to me at the time, she was, being wicked. So things just started taking place that I didn't really know how to get a hold of. Resolved in my mind, this is what it is. But, there was just something in me that's like extremely pissed off. Like, there's no way I'm going to go halfway across the world, serve my country, come back just to be treated like this. And that's when I came across Tazadak's videos, and he keeps telling you in all the videos to go check it out, see it for yourself. And, me being from the streets of, the Bronx and whatnot, so I grew up at originally, I'm going to go check you out. I'm going to go check you out. So everything I checked out seemed to, be lining up. And after about a year and a half, you know what I'm saying, I contacted him, and I'm just going to let y'all know problems don't go away because that's not the way the system is set up, but you do get on the winning side. And what really drew me to Tazadak, now this is before True Disciples of Christ, there is a connection of the Most High and this process, and he puts that all together. And when you see it, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Now, my initial purpose for contacting him was for the commercial side. But once I saw that this is something that every believer should be, because, you know, based on what's written, Yahweh Shah said, woe unto you lawyers, you know, over 2,000 years ago. So now it got me, you know, got my mind churning. So, yeah, man. So I picked up the mantle and, you know, I'm taking responsibility. I'm one of those ones, I'm one of those weird dudes that if I find something, if I find pure, unadulterated truth, you know, the way I feel like the Most High, or the way I perceive the Most High speaking to me, if I'm going, like, what am I going to do with that truth? Am I going to be responsible over it, or am I just going to let it go? So, you know, responsible over the truth, and you know, so I'm pressing forward. You know, I'm standing as a man, showing my seed. The people I come in contact with, I show it. I point them back. You know, what I'm saying to Tazadak, increasing my knowledge, and I have more than a fighting chance of you know, of coming out on top, no matter what the situation is, which goes in line with my warrior mindset. You know what I'm saying? So there's much success. There's there's a lot of success with this. Now, again, once you go through this process, your problems aren't going to go away, because you still, you know, have to be, you know, you got to have it together up here as a man. You can't be over emotional. You got to go through the process. It's a process of your mind, just like it is for those of us, you know, to have a tip top shape body. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is that you're going to minimally qualify, and then the sky's the limit. Your imagination is your limit to how you choose to get your remedy, no matter what the situation is when dealing with these commercial presentments, contracts, court systems, so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. Based on, you know, what you asked me, that's where I'm at.
Okay, I'd like to say shalom alaikum to you brothers, man. Layla Tov, I hope y'all have a good night. I got to get out.
Let us go.
And I see y'all on the 25th. That's at 6 o'clock Central Time at the debate, man.
Right. Hey, bring your A game. Rabbi Lewis want all the smoke.
Yeah, he gonna get the smoke. He gonna get a chimney. All right, shalom, brothers. Y'all take care.
What's going on? Hey, y'all.
All right. We got Tyler in the building. Hey, Tazadak, introduce yourself.
Shalom, Tazadak.
Shalom.
Shalom, Tazadak.
All right. We got Tyler in the building.
Hey, shalom.
Oh, we got an echo, y'all.
Yeah, we got an echo somewhere.
Is it still echoing?
That's probably Ricky D.
All right. We got three. David tried to get on. Is he on?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's David right there.
People, you, Tazadak, and okay, your other brother already introduced himself. Okay.
Marty Mar.
Welcome to the Lions Den. Appreciate y'all coming on.
So basically, I have these brothers on just, you know, to essentially give a testimony. But what I would like to do, I would like to really give clarity on exactly what a secure party creditor is. You see a lot of people over the internet, and they misconstrue this information, right? A lot of people, they use a lot of misnomers, like sovereigns and so on and so forth, especially the Moors. See, what the Moors don't tell people, many of those Moors that's inside of these temples, I have those dudes out. Their methodology wasn't working. But in the forefront, they pushed that, and not to badmouth them, but from what I see, a lot of these Moors that's up into these Elijahs and these temples, that stuff really doesn't work. And they're just taking dues and funds from these people. And the reason that it doesn't work, because this is all spiritual. And when I tell people that, they think I'm crazy. If this is not interlaced with the scriptures, it's not going to work. This is all given through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. It's all given through the Ruach. So if you're not walking in the right spirit, it's not going to work for you. This is why it doesn't work for a lot of people. And if you still maintain a debtor mind state, it's not going to work for you. And so the first thing that I'll tell you is that when you're dealing with the whole system of law, so you have what is known as legal and you have what is known as lawful. We as men, we're supposed to deal with situations from a lawful standpoint. Like this whole system of law, when you look at it, is built off of the ecclesiastical law, and then they added the Roman Canaan law. So all of their laws really comes from maxims of laws, which really go back to the Torah. And so any Israelite should be able to do this if he has a clear understanding of what law really is. So now, but let's just get some clarity on a few terms here. So what exactly is a secure party creditor? You hear people talking about that, right? So many people, they ask, what's the difference between a secure party creditor, a private citizen? Now, notice I didn't say citizen. And words and law is very specific. You really have to pay attention to detail. If you don't pay attention to detail, this will not work for you. One little word would change the whole content of the meaning of a particular sentence. So what is the difference between a secure party creditor?
So it's like clauses that you're talking about.
What was that?
It's like you're saying like clauses, got to pay attention to the little small prints. Those are the clauses.
Well, not necessarily the clause, because this is a whole different language, right? So when we go to school, they teach us to speak in common parlance, right? There's three types of English, right? You have what is known as informal English, right? You and I might be talking, and you might say, yo, what's good, King? What's popping? You see what I'm saying? That's street slang. That's a form of English. You and I understand that. A lot of Edomites may not understand that, right? But that's a form of English. Then you have what is known as professional English, where you would say, for a case in point, they would say, they're not present. But a Negro from the hood be like, yo, they out, son. They not here. They gone, right? But then you have a third kind of English known as legalese, right? And so when you speak in legalese, you're not speaking as you would in colloquial speech. So in legalese, for example, when the word person is used, is typically referring to a corporation, like a corporate construct. Like if I say, yo, Moshe's a bad person, me and you speaking in colloquial speech or common parlance, I'm just saying, hey, really, he's a bad man. But if you're saying that in the language of law, you're saying he's really not a real man. He's a corporate construct. And so an example of that would be like a Negro, a black, a colored, a Jamaican, a Trinidadian. All of those are words, right? All of those.
It's like kind of like I don't mean to cut you off, but it's like wordplay. They're just changing the way how you saying these words. Like,
well, I mean, they give them total different meanings, right?
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like, right? So you live in New York, in the Bronx, right?
Right.
So a typical debtor will go and look at a court document, and if something says, or you a resident of, let's say I'm from Brooklyn, of Kings County, the county of Kings, right? Now, simply by them putting that little preposition of in there, it changes the whole different meaning. So you have Kings County, then you have the county of Kings. If you look at most court documents, they will say the county of Kings, which is a corporation. And most people don't get that. Most people don't pay attention to little details like that. So now getting back to this, right? So what's the difference between a secure party creditor, a private citizen, and an American national? Now, first and foremost, again, everything I say is rooted in the word. So giving all praises to, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. So this basura is always given through the spirit, through the ruach. Now, and Yashibin,
I was shy, but I could die.
yeah. So we got to back everything up with precepts, right?
Con.
So Yashibin, get me the book of Deuteronomy, and we'll try not to be too long, but this is necessary.
Man, take your time, Art. It's your show.
Yeah. So give me Deuteronomy 15, verse 1 through 6. So I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you where Esau started to get a lot of his laws from. Anybody ever file bankruptcy? Usually, if you file bankruptcy, before they started changing things, you had essentially 7 years before a bankruptcy would clear from your credit. So I'll show you where they get these things from. They got those from our laws. They all come from the Torah. So you got that, Yashibin?
Con. The book of Devarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 1 through 6. At the end of every 7 years, you make a release of debts.
Okay, stop for a second. So there's two types of people in this world. A lot of people think that the system really deals with black and white. That's really on a superficial level. But really, when you're dealing with law, they deal with debtors and they deal with creditors. So he just, and you men, you men are priests in your own rights. So you should understand what they're talking about here, like the 7 years. So read that again from the top, Yashibin.
At the end of every 7 years, you make a release of debts.
So they make a release of debt. So what Esau did, he went in the scriptures and he picked this up. So at the end of 7 years, your bankruptcy goes away. And so your credit is cleared. So it leaves your credit. They got this from our Torah. Go ahead, read on.
And this is the word of the release. Every creditor is to release what he has loaned to his neighbor.
Every what?
Every creditor.
So we're supposed, so essentially, the Most High wanted us to be creditors. And so we're supposed to secure our party. So we're supposed to be secured party creditors. So he said every creditor, go ahead, read.
Is to release what he has loaned to his neighbor. He does not require it of his neighbor or his brother, because it is called the release of Yahweh.
So even if our brothers owe us a debt over at the end of 7 years, we're supposed to release that debt to stop him from being a debtor. Read.
Of a foreigner, you could require it, but your hand is to release whatever is owed by your brother.
So whatever's owed by your brother. So if Judah owed me 7 racks, I'm supposed to release that. Read.
Only there should be no poor among you.
So the scripture's saying that no Israelite is supposed to be poor. So I know what everyone's thinking. Why in the hell are we so much in poverty? That goes back to the 28th chapter. We'll get to that.
I wanted to comment on something, because it seems like where you're getting at is just like, because in this society they want you to be in debt.
Exactly.
They want you to be in debt. So it's not to get free of debt. They want you to be enslaved to a debt.
Absolutely.
Hey, shout out to my the camp that I'm with, FOPE. Shout out to my camp.
Come. Yeah, go ahead, Yashibin.
For Yahweh does greatly barak, or bless you, in the land which Yahweh your supreme Elohim is giving you to possess as an inheritance. Only if you diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your supreme Elohim, to guard, to do all these commands which I am commanding you today.
So there it is right there. So the reason that we're in debt, we did not keep these laws. It goes back to the same thing that we say all of the time, that you hear all Israelites saying, but they don't apply it. They don't apply that. Hey, man, we're supposed to be creditors. But now we're the tail, man. We're the tail. You know why? Because people just talk the Most High with their lips, but they don't really live that out right and exact. They don't live it out. Go ahead, read on.
For Yahweh, your supreme Elohim, will barak, or bless you as he's promised you, and you will lend to many nations, but you will not borrow.
So we're not supposed to be borrowers. We're supposed to be lending to. That means we're creditors. secure party creditors. We're not supposed to be debtors. From there, let's get Deuteronomy 28, verse 1 through 2. So the Most High's desire was for his children, Yasha Allah, to be debt-free, not to be debtors, but to be creditors. And people, a lot of Israelites, they take out the Bible, they read this, they really don't have a proper understanding of, they get into a lot of debatings or whose doctrine's right. But what about, and they always talk about what we're going to get in the kingdom. But what about right now? What about right now? So you're telling me if I keep the Lord's statutes and commandments, I can't be prosperous in this kingdom and the next? David was. Solomon was. Why can't I be? If I do, thus saith Yahweh. I contend that I can. I contend that I can. I don't want to follow power that wants me broke, raggedy, hungry, naked, and out of doors. I don't believe I have to live that way. That's why I disassociated myself with so many people. Go ahead, brother, bring that out.
The book of Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it will be if you diligently obey.
If you do what? If you do what?
If you diligently obey the voice of Yahweh, your supreme Elohim, to guard, to do all his commands, which I command you today, that Yahweh, your supreme Elohim, will set you high above all nations of the earth.
Okay, so this is what we're not doing, man. And so this is why we're debtors. Most of our people are damn debtors, man. This is why you live in damn huts called ghettos. And you complain about what Esau is doing. But no one looks back at self and say, damn, man, there's over 613 commandments. Which one did I break today? Why am I still in debt? Why is it so hard? See, the Most High expects that none of his children would live in poverty because he desires us to be blessed. Barak. So the Most High desires his children to be the lenders. He said, I will rise you above all nations. Stop me where I'm lying at, Moshe. He said, I will raise you above all nations if you keep these commandments that I'm telling you this day. But if you don't, I'm going to make you to tell. So this means we're supposed to be creditors, man, not debtors. So his children are supposed to take dominion over the system. But the system's ruling over us, man. We're supposed to be ruling over the world, man. The world has actually taken dominion over us. So the obvious question is, Tazadah, if the Most High desires that we should be debt-free, then why are we so much in bondage to all kind of debts? Why are we working endlessly? Why are some people doing double damn overtime tirelessly and just to pay off debts? Never get ahead, just to pay off debts. Why do we keep paying on the debt after the debt after the debt? Why are individual families and nations so crippled with debt? You got Israelites right now waiting, praying for another damn stimulus check, right? Why aren't we teaching? You know it's true, man. You know it's true. Why aren't we teaching our children to avoid the debt trap? Because we don't know. Our people don't know, man. Could it be because our priorities are all wrong and we're not obeying the Most High? We're just talking with our lips. Could it be we're not putting him first? And so he's not really truly guiding us to our intended prosperity for our lives. And so, you know what people do? Yeah, man, we're not supposed to have nothing in this kingdom. We're supposed to be broke in this kingdom. That's GMS doctrine, man. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. You come out with all raggedy rags on and say, yeah, man, we're in captivity. We're supposed to be like this. Could it be that our, acquisitive prosperity keeps escalating because our priorities are all wrong, man? Buying and sowing to the flesh instead of the spirit. See, most people concentrate on this, the flesh instead of the spirit. Could it be because the word that he gave to us is actually being rejected? The world has rejected the Most High's principles, and so now Israel's doing the same thing. But as the children of the Most High, we're also following the ways of the world. So we've fallen from that grace. So how about, check this out. How about if you and I decided that we would take the Most High at his words and become debt-free? Because it's right here. We just read it. So we're supposed to be able to do this. How about if you and I decided to pray, seek guidance, and set the right priorities and apply the Most High's financial principles to our lives? See, I believe the Most High means whatever he says in his word. So if he says he wants us to be debt-free and not live in the poverty, then that's absolutely possible. But the problem with our people, we don't believe it's possible because you've been on the bottom so long. See, being debt-free frees us from the bondage that we're in and frees up to contribute more substantially to the kingdom of the Most High. So we should aim at it, man. And there are powerful, life-changing truths from the Most High's word. And they could change our trajectory in life. But again, we see that this is all tied into obediently obeying the Most High. So going back to the question, what is the difference between a secure party creditor, a private citizen, and an American national? They basically mean the same thing, but they're slightly different. So you could be one of those or all of those in status. In some cases, so let me explain what I mean right here. So we're dealing with status right now, right? Most people right now, under the sounds of my voice, your status is a debtor, right? Because even though you might identify yourself as an Israelite, and when you go into a courtroom, they don't see you as that because you haven't made any kind of public notice to change your status from that of a debtor. So let's deal with a private citizen. A private citizen is essentially someone who is private and not governed by a de facto corporation like the United States corporation or its subsidies. And so the reason I call the United States a corporation, because if you Google 28 USC 3002 subsection 15A, it'll tell you that the United States is a corporation, not a country. Look it up for yourself. So
the United States alone is just a commercial idea.
A commercial idea?
The name of the United States is not really about a country. It's more of a commercial. It's more like a business.
Well, I mean,
Right.
When they're talking the United States, that's what they're talking, right? But but when you really look at it though, King, there's two types of United States, right? There's one that was the organic United States of America. Then you have the United States, which is a corporation, which is Washington, D.C. Like all you guys that like Knopf in them,
of the United States, which is Washington, D.C.
Right. But brothers that live in D.C. like Knopf in them, they can never be creditors living in it because D.C. is not a state. D.C. is a district and is classified under the same status like the city of London and the Vatican City and Washington, D.C. Those are all illuministic powers, and they're operating under the papacy and the Black Pope. So those people in that region, they have all kind of different statutory laws that they fall under that people outside of that don't have to really deal with. But
right, so that's why I wanted to say something one time.
All right, go ahead.
It makes sense what he's saying. We talk about United States because each state, you know what I'm saying, they carry different rules if you look at it. And then on top of that, you notice all these other foreign countries, they have either kings or a king that leads or a high priest that leads or something like that. But if you notice, America has a president. You see what I'm saying? And everybody else they function in the cultural sense, while America just has a president, and all he doing is what he's being told to do. So it's like that. That's how you know that this is like all America is just a big vending machine, really. You know.
And can you touch on that Black Pope? Because that's one of the most powerful men in the whole world. He's over the Pope that you see on TV. At least from my understanding.
Right, he is.
The Black Pope.
Yeah,
So,
he
you know, I mean,
is.
that goes back to the banksters, where everyone called the Illuminati. Like this whole thing, the reason that people have to become secure party creditors is because the people that you guys are speaking about earlier, the Jewish people, who are really the banksters. They control the world. These are the top 13 families that's controlling that. And they control, they're essentially part of the papacy, right? And the Black Pope. So these guys control everything. When people are talking about the Illuminati, that's who they're talking about. They're talking about banksters, right? Because that who all of your wars are financed by these banksters. Every single war is financed by them. And that's why the United States became a corporation. Because after World War I, the United States did not have enough to go into war, so she borrowed money from the banksters. And when she came out, she didn't have the resources to pay that back. And so what happens in 1933? She files bankrupt, right? And so this is when gold was taken out of circulation. And Roosevelt came out with House Joint Resolution 192. Now, if you look at House Joint Resolution 192, they issued an order, an executive order for everyone to give up their gold. And if you didn't give up your gold, you would have been arrested, right? And so everyone gave up their gold. Now, when people gave up their gold, they had to give a remedy. And this is what they don't tell people. And when people figure it out, they try and make you think that you're stupid. That's why if you're not rooted into this, it doesn't work for you. So when people gave up their gold, they gave a remedy called House Joint Resolution 192. That means every dollar that you owe publicly would be actually backed by the so-called federal government. Because what they done with the creation of the birth certificate, see, around the same time, right? Around the same time, they created what is known as a federal registry, right? There was a guy under Woodrow Wilson by the name of Edward Mandel House, and he was Woodrow Wilson's handler. You see how Kanye West changed after he got with the Kardashian girl? Remember, Kanye used to be conscious. He was rapping all that black stuff, pro-black. When he got with Kim Kardashian, his whole demeanor changed. The dude started going to psych wards because she was his handler. So just like that, these presidents be having handlers. And so Edward Mandel House was Woodrow Wilson's handler. And it was Edward Mandel House that came up with the idea that he will get every American to register their biological property. That means you register your sons and daughters. And so your sons and daughters became children. See, when most of us talk in colloquial speech, we think a son and a daughter is the same as a child. It's not. A child is a corporation. Children is a corporation. A parent is a corporation. Like a man and a woman don't have children. They have sons and daughters. When you start using things like parent, children, child, that's all legalese. And they use that against you. Because now you're making yourself a corporate entity. You see what I'm saying? But so,
And talk about another thing. What about when we signed over that? Hold on, I'll let you get. What about when we signed that birth certificate?
That's what I was getting to. So that's what happened in 1933, right? So the guy Edward Mandel House, it was his idea to come up with that, registering your biological property, right? And so now prior to this, right? Prior to this, all records of family birth was kept in the family Bible. This is why if you talk to your great-grandparents, you look at the Bible, they got everyone's birth date there. And guess what? That's considered to be a legal document. Even now, if you record a baby's birth date in the family Bible, that's still considered to be a legal document. You could get it notarized as an affidavit. You see what I'm saying?
It's recorded. It's recorded.
But when you get the birth certificate, what happens, now it's kind of crazy how this works, right? So any of you guys ever been in the Navy? Anyone ever been in the Navy? Anyone on the Corps? So in the Navy, right? I had some friends that was in the Navy, right? When a ship comes in, now all of this is done with commerce, right? What does commerce mean? Commerce means current, right? So from current, what does current do? Current flows. So from current comes currency. that they call money, right? Currency. So the currency comes in on a ship, right? But what else came in on that ship? What came on that ship? When you're dealing with ship, you're not dealing with like real laws anymore. You're dealing with maritime admiralty laws, which means the laws of the sea. So when the ship comes in and you tie the ship to the dock, they call that berthing a ship, right? And so the ship is setting in its berth. The ship is tied to the dock, right? And so the admiral on that ship, he has what is known as a certificate, a manifest of all of the products that's on that ship, right? Everything on that ship, they have a manifest of it. Same thing happens when the woman goes into the dock, right? Now, even if the woman, I want you guys to pay attention to this, right? Even if the woman is married, they don't want her marital name. They want her name before she became married, right? They want her name without the husband. So what does that do? That creates a bastard child, right? Because a child without a father is considered to be a bastard. So what happens? Why are they doing that? Because the state takes ownership of the child when she signs that live record of birth. And so when she signs the live record of birth, that live record, this is why they don't want you to leave the hospital without signing it. You ever try it? They make a big damn argument out of it, right? They don't want you to leave without signing that live record of birth and filling out a social security card. If you do, they will try and call the damn cops on you.
Right. And see, that's a trap because Andy was telling me about that. I was trying to tell my son, he just had a child about a year and a couple months ago, and I was telling him, don't sign that birth certificate. I wish somebody would have told me this when I was growing, when I had my children, because they use that birth certificate on the stock market and make money.
Right. And that's why most parents, the natural way to even give birth is you go to the bathtub and you sit upward. That's what she does. That's what you need to do. And that's the original way for us to give birth.
Right.
And the thing is, we talk about parents. You got two people. That's a pair. Parent. You see what I'm saying? Because they're considering these two renting these children, the kids that they have. You see what I mean? That's what they call it, parent. Because that's a code word for them. You see what I'm saying? Because they looking at us all like stock market and stuff like that. So they like, here's a pair that is renting something, and that's what they do with the children. That's what they call them, parent. You know what I'm saying?
Come. So nevertheless, right? So when mom signs the live record of birth, what happens then is the live record of birth is sent over to the Department of Vital Statistics, and a birth certificate is created. Once it's at the Department of Vital Statistics, it goes over to the Department of Commerce. And so now you become a commodity, and then it goes to the stock market. See, if you could find your original birth certificate, it has stamps all over it, man. It might sound funny, but it's true, man, because I looked it up. And if you Google yours, if you look it up, you'll find out that everything I'm saying is spot on, King. So that's how you become a commodity. But the good part about that is that when you become a secure party creditor, so here's the problem, right? When we don't go back now, when the birth certificate is signed, your son and daughter is signed over to the state, right? So this is why if we spank our children, CPS could come in and take the children because now you're damaging their property, right? So the way out of this is to become a secured party creditor because now you're doing a revocation of power of attorney. When mom signed the birth certificate, she informed on you, and the state got power of attorney over her children. So in order to undo that, you become a secure party creditor, and you put certain entities on notice, and you put yourself back in a proper status. Because all of us, until we do that, we're considered to be incompetent wards of the state. That means we're minors, right? You see how when they say you guys are a minority, that has nothing to do with numbers. When they call so-called black people minorities, it's not talking about numbers. It's talking about a social political status. That means we have minds of infants. This is why any of you ever been into a courtroom and you get into some kind of trouble, they automatically appoint you a representative, an attorney, right? Because the state deems you too incompetent to speak for yourself. So they give you an authorized representative to speak for you. Because if you're going on your own and trying to talk, you're going to hurt yourself because you don't comprehend the language that they're speaking. It sounds like they're speaking English, but they're speaking a different kind of English. They're speaking legalese, and it throws us off. So going back to this, so you have what is a private citizen, right? A private citizen is someone who's private and not governed by a de facto corporation like the United States corporation or any of its subsidies like the state of New York, the state of California, the state of Texas. Then you have also what is known as an American national. An American national is also a private citizen of anywhere in America. That includes North, Central, and South America. And so this is how when you know people are debtors, right? Remember when the people was trying to come here from Venezuela and they were saying, oh, you can't come in this country. Trump was saying you can't. What the hell are you talking about? They already home. You understand what I'm saying? You're already home. You're coming from Central and South America, but they don't understand who they are. So you got a Euro Gentile who can never truly be a sovereign, because in order to be a sovereign, you got to be on your own land, right? So he can never truly be in a sovereign capacity, but he's telling people you can't come here when he's not even indigenous to the land. You see what I'm saying? If we told him to go back, where would he go? He would go back to the Black and Caspian Sea up in the Caucasus Mountains. That's what the word Caucasian came from.
Go right back to the caves.
And it doesn't mean white, it means cave dweller. And prior to that, he was in Mount Sierra because they ran their whore out of those mountains. So they always lived in a mountainous region. This is why they love things like skyscrapers, skiing, snow diving, and so on and so forth. I mean, the history, everything falls right in line. Now, I'm not being racial, man. I'm just telling the truth. So back to this, man. You have an American national, right? An American national is also a private.
What do we put it on mute? Oh, sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah, you're good. So an American national is also a private American citizen in North, Central, and South America, any kind of tribal territory, Canada, Mexico, and so on and so forth. And then you have what is known as a state citizen, right? He domiciles in one of the republics, common law states like New York State or Florida, not the state of. Then you have what is known as a secure party creditor. So a secure party creditor is one who is actually someone that's actually changed his status, and he has actually been born in America, not the United States, but born in America, and he has a certificate of citizenship if he was born abroad. Because a lot of people, they come from different regions and they get a certificate of citizenship if they're born abroad, and they become a creditor or a national, and they take charge of that legal name or that corporate name. That's what a creditor is. And so anyone that's not in that status is considered to be a debtor. And if you're a debtor, that's when all of their statutes, their codes, their rules, their regulations, they apply to you. Because think about this, Judah. Whenever if you ever get pulled over by a cop, one of the first things that a cop will ask you, can I see your driver's license and registration? Sometimes he'll say insurance. Now, why is he doing that? Because the cop cars now have scanners, right? When they are pulling them back at you, they already scan your plates. They already know who you are. They already know who you are. So the reason that they're asking you that is they want to create what is known as joinder. They want you, the man, the real man, to say that you're that debtor store man that's on that driver's license.
Can I stop right there? Can I stop? I'm saying, and that's the part where if you recognize that now you have entered into a contract.
You lost. And that's what a lot of Moorish people and all these people get wrong. Because right there, they may not
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Salaki. Say that again, Moshe.
I said, and that is the part where when they asking you your name and they're asking for your driver's license and your name, and then they're asking all these questions is because they're trying to get you into a contract with them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's what you're doing. Because
Right.
remember, a contract is not just signing. A contract could actually be implied just by your actions. He asks you for something, you give it to him. That's known as consent. Now we have a binding contract. So the cop is going to say in court, hey, you gave it to me willingly. See, when I was an MP, when I was a military police, they told us to ask things by authority. If the person give it to her, hey, I'm going to search your vehicle. And if I don't say you can't search my vehicle without a warrant, I gave him consent. You see what I'm saying? Why there is no rebuttal, that means there is consent. So this system operates off of presumption and assumptions. So that means they assume that we're all debtors, right? And so if we don't put something on the public record to tell them otherwise, they believe that we're all debtors, even if we're not. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because they operate off of presumption. They think we all the same. This is why when someone goes into a court, right, and the judge asks for the name, if this dude start responding differently, if he say, is your name Tazadak Shah? Well, I'm here to hear that case. Who are you? I'm the authorized representative to handle all charges outstanding. He's going to either say, okay, we're going to move you to the end because he don't want other people to see that, right? Or he will reschedule the case. They don't want the cat out of the bag. Usually when someone goes in and they act competent, they will reschedule that. He would tell them to get out of my court. Now, the problem with that, if he says to get out of my court and you leave, you just gave him jurisdiction over you, which is authority, which is control. So if he tell me, hey, get out of my court, I would say, if it's okay, if no one actually have anything here today, any kind of bona fide charging instrument against me, I will believe it. You can't take an order. The moment that you take an order for someone, you just gave them authority over you, right? So you have to state things in a certain way that it goes on the record that you're taking orders from yourself, or only the Most High, never from a judge, right? Because there's a maxim of law that states we're all equal under the law unless I break the law, not a statute, not a code. And these are the things that people can't discern. They think statutes, codes, rules, regulations, all is the same as law, but they're not law. They're colorable. They sound like law. They resemble law, but they're not law. And when we try and tell people this, people get upset. They want to argue. They go into debtor mode. And so I just let them go on their rant, man. But I tell them, hey, man, it works for me every time, man. And usually when this stuff don't work for someone, it's because they didn't apply something correctly. And I'll rest right there. I'll let Marty talk for a minute because he want to give a testimony.
All right, hold up. We also got Andy who's Andy, and we got Marto who want to speak, and then I got another brother on here that I add named David. So everybody, go ahead. I mean, one at a time.
Hey, Shalom, hey, you know what? I want to add a story for you. Because see, this will work for you every time. And the Most High will come to you. A lot of people think that this is difficult, this is hard. It's as hard as it is.
You got a lot of background noise, Marty.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me. How's that?
That's good.
Okay. So this is like they're the ones doing something. So
Salaki fan, I'm sorry. But Cyphers Israel, if you want to join the chat, you gotta do something with your microphone. And it said your guest will need to connect your microphone and camera before you can come on the screen. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So if you believe in what you're doing, if you believe in yourself, if you actually have tested your belief and feel that this is right, because you can't be no weak ass. I don't want to use the term, but weak ass dude, man. And you or sister, and if you come in and they're the ones doing something, so you're gonna be in knowledge. And if you let the Kahan bring this to you, the Most High will move a little closer to you. So this is not a struggle. I mean, this is like common sense. If you apply yourself, you know, as you apply yourself and come close to the Father, you're reading and understanding Him, and He's getting with you. He's in your head. You're feeling Him, the Most High, and He's bringing this to you.
And Salakia, Marty, tell them what you was going through when I helped you. This man was about to lose his house, both of his houses, his boats, his cars, and everything when he came to me for help. This man was down and out. Tell him that story, Marty.
I'm going to tell you, these were the worst times of my life. I was going through a divorce with the demon, you know, a devil, and so the Black Road subpoenaed me, and this is Superior Court of San Francisco. See, I don't care. I call them out on the map. So I go, you know, me and Yaya, I started not to go, but you know, that little doubt caused this ripple effect. I go to the Superior Court. Me and Yaya sitting there. Superior Court judge walks in, and everybody rises. Me and Yaya kept on sitting there doing what we were doing, talking. So they had a bailiff walk up. Oh, you know, you guys, you don't see the judge come in. You should stand. You know, we didn't stand nothing. Judge didn't stand when I was walked in a damn court. Why would I do it? So the judge walks right in. First of all, come straight to me because I had affidavit on the record. And the judge is Marty Mark there. I looked around. I said, excuse me. First of all, I'd like to reserve our rights 1-UCC 308. Now, this is how I know that the Superior Court judge knew exactly what's going on because I ran that quick. And then the stenographer says, what did he say? He said he would like to reserve all his rights, 1-308. Oh, now here's all these hotshot lawyers standing over there. And they turn around and look at me. Okay, Marty, let me just say, I object. What? I object. I object, first of all, because I don't see any injured party here. And first of all, I'd like to know, do you have the DOAOA? The DOAOA, that's the designated of authority order. Do you have it? Subject matter jurisdiction. So the judge says, look, so she wants to go right back. No, I object. You object? I said, not only do I object, I'm getting ready to get the hell out of here. But, you know, I wasn't being rude. I was just being firm. So well, you're going to have to pay your wife's 6-4. I object. And for the record, I have no intentions of giving her anything. And until I get the DOAOA order, I object, and I'm not coming back. So they sent me, get your ass down here, subpoena. Why would I respond? You know, so I conditionally accept upon proof that you have the right to tell me anything. Now, the Kahan had informed all of us that there's a dictionary, 1828, unabridged Webster's dictionary that says a true American is what? A true American. What would they define when they came? What is a true American? The copper-colored, melanated people when they came in, which means this. You picture somebody that blow up to your campsite, look, walk in your door, grab your robe and slippers, go in the refrigerator, make a sandwich, and get in your favorite chair. They have no right to tell me shit, and I knew it, right? And so That's exactly what it is. That means they came here, and this is our home, and I'll be damned if you go and make a sandwich in my refrigerator and get the hell out of my chair. You know, you did. I'm trying to keep this real. So then, okay, subject matter, get down here, pay this money. I'm not paying anything. So if you don't pay it, we're going to take it. That'd be a bad idea to have. So I just hit them up to slam the gate on all of that. I hit them with one of the Kahans to a superior court judge. You can't talk to me anymore. An affidavit, and look, the Kahan, it was a 10-point specific level of a vermin affidavit with a sworn statement, and drop that on him, which meant this. You asked me about the dough. There is no dough. There is no money. I know that. UCC, 28 HJR 192 and 277310 that explains there is no money and how to deal with it. So if there is
public law 7310.
Okay, it's a lot here. But I was on point. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This, if you know anything about California courts, Supreme Court, they are no fault state. That means when you walk in that courtroom, they don't give a damn what she did or you did. It's half. All women want to run their butt to California so they can kick your ass to the cleaners. This is true. Everything I tell you is absolutely how it went down. There is no opposition to the status quo. There isn't. So I said, I'm not coming. I got tired of talking to him. Hit him with a 10-point specific level of a vermin affidavit. And if you violate me under section code, the Most High is running this show, you're going to be hit with $100,000 to $3 million fine if I am damaged in any way. Now, what do you think happened? That Superior Court judge, that was last October, right? If you hit me again, contact me, then I'm going to go and I'm going to file the appropriate paperwork, the care, the fault, it hits state credit report. The Kahan from the Most High gave the gift to this brother. No one could have saved me, and this is all true. So that meant this. I had a business that I started from dirt scratch. The day of the California Oakland fire, I was moving into my first home. I was happy as could be, but little did I know I was dragging a demon behind me in my midst. And see, that's a lot of you brothers don't know. It starts with the woman. If you got that wrong spirit upon you, it's gonna go north. But not to get off subject matter. Her lawyer, she's gonna be now a big shot. But now before all this went down, I did everything that I did. I put all my documents on file. If you apply yourself, it's gonna come down like this. So my stuff was there. I'm not talking. Viva Francais, it's when you start running your beat, and there you just established another contract, and you're a debtor, and you're getting ready to get in trouble for making them mad now because they're going to test that spirit. So I went with what was the truth in the spirit of the Most High. So the judge, her lawyer refiles documents. I hit her up with an affidavit because before all this went down, I did my secure party creditor packet. And
So yeah. So how do we become sovereign to avoid things like this?
well, you
What
know,
happened
if
to
you
Jim?
know you're sovereign, and you
Hold on, Marty. So essentially, what you got to do, there's a packet that people donate to me, to become a secure party creditor. What you're saying is sovereign is different. Let me make that clear. Like some people, when they say
Oh,
sovereign,
okay.
a sovereign is someone that's totally living on their own land that doesn't get any kind of governmental benefits. That means you're not even going to the governmental stores or anything of that nature, right? But a secure
Islam,
party creditor is someone that's still operating in commerce, right? So you would deal with them when you want to operate in commerce, and that's how I move. Because you may still want to rent a car or something like that, right? You get some people that'll get rid of their driver's license and all of that, but you can still have that stuff if you know how to use it properly and appropriately, right? You can still move under that capacity as long as you know how to discern the fiction from the living soul, which is the real man. So one of the things that I recommend for people is to start with my books, right? Like this is the first book that I wrote by hand. You can get these all on my website to clearly get like a because you got to have a certain form of thinking, right? Like a certain language you got to comprehend in order to do this. Here's another book. That's my second book. So you got to get this language down. And in my books, I have writs, I have affidavits, I have actual court cases and things that has actually won. This is a book for people dealing with child support, right? Red pill, right knowledge. Now, this stuff that's in these books, I know it works for a fact. I've helped people again and again beat foreclosures, beat child support, beat student loans, beat,
Right.
I mean, a lot of arrears. A lot of these guys are not really giving up stories like I really wanted them to get it. I don't know if they're nervous or whatever.
Yeah.
Beat child support, beat arrears, get brothers out of jail, all of that. But they have to know it. See, you can't fake it. See what it is, Judah. There's a lot of people that just go and file the documents, but they don't understand the language. That's why I went and wrote all of these books. Now you hear a lot of people on here. I heard a lot of people referencing their books earlier, but as you see, I got them right here. And you could get these. You could get these all on my website, and these books have real remedy in them.
Okay.
Real thing.
Let me ask you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm trying to be a better host. Maybe you could drop your link in the. Oh, your people got it. And Cypher Israel, brother, you're not able to come on, so maybe you need to come back out. No, hold up, Andy. Maybe you need to come out because your link something's not working with your yeah. Okay, then might try again or somebody else can come on. All right, go ahead, fam. I'm sorry.
No, these books will save your life. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that. But essentially, what the brother is saying to you, Marty, basically, man, in a nutshell, the brother, when the brother came to me, he was a debtor. He was a straight debtor mode, right? He's about the man has his own business, a couple houses, and so the woman, she was moving on him to take all of that, right? And then he had his children coming after him, trying to take stuff, trying to take his entire estate. So a long story short is that I was able, and they was telling him, we're just going to pay like 200 or some thousand, Marty, for some fine, some Edomite trying to bring against you. I was able to
they were getting ready to take everything, Kahan, from me. When you came to me and you gave me the gift the Most High gave you, I was a broken man, and without this knowledge, there is nothing that would have helped me because there wasn't anything that could have helped me. But when I studied your material and watched it over and over again, it became more clear to me, and I became more focused with it, and I started feeling it. See, you got to be taught this by somebody that actually knows how to use this, or a lot of these people will get you locked up and in trouble. This is all in God's word, and it's in your favor. You're the one that isn't doing anything, but it will work for you every time.
What's up, boy? What y'all up to? What up, boy? What y'all niggas up to?
Hey, mute your mic, Andy L. Unless you're gonna jump in. Go ahead, family.
I'm getting ready to wrap it up with this, but I really need people to understand this is nothing to play with. It is for you. It will cover you, warm you, and it will give you everything in life that it will set you free. It's the greatest gift in life to know who you are and to be able to use something in truth and righteousness that is that will actually do that. If you don't do this, you're supposed to have the ability, no matter what is in front of you, to see your way out to the kingdom. And the people that don't want to embrace the things they need to do to make that happen, they're what? If they're not part of the solution, they're part of the problem. If you apply yourself, it will embrace you, and it will work for you every time.
But it won't be easy. It won't be easy.
Before you go back in, we got somebody else who got a testimony. I want Andy to come in and give his testimony, if you don't mind. All right.
Yeah, I just want to say it won't be easy, man. I just want to say that it's not easy. It's not an easy walk. But go ahead, brother Andy.
Hey, what's up, man? This Anwar in Atlanta.
Oh, that's you. He was saying Andy. I didn't know who you were.
Well, he got about 10 different names.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know.
He got about 20 names, man.
Yo, man, let me tell everybody right here, man, this dude, Todd, is the truth. It is what it is. Man, he was the first cat that started. He's the one that did my declared my nationality for me and walked me, bro. Without Taj's help, man, that stuff looked like Chinese because I wasn't studied. This was like back in 2014, 2015. And so a lot of it still look like Chinese now, but I got all his books. And it's been taking me that long just to read through them books and get dictionaries. I got the contract law book by Brian Blum, like he told me to. And I just been studying, and I don't make no moves until I know exactly what I'm doing. In fact, studying his book just today, man, I got my foreign irrevocable trust right here, so I can operate in trust like he's instructed me to do. See?
No, hold on. No, what's that?
What
right
he's
there
saying,
again?
bro, I've been stopped. I noticed after he did, he walked me through that process of that secure party creditor, bro. Everything off my credit got gone. Child support didn't mess with me no more, bro. No letters, none of that come through. No bullcrap. Like I noticed, I'm like, I looked at my credit, man. Everything was going. Wasn't nothing on there. I'm like, wow, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really know, but listening to Taj's Doc's video, it just made sense because it didn't make sense to my brain, but it made sense to my spirit. You understand what I'm saying? And I knew that was right. And then I've always known something is not right out here. Something is just not right. There's something wrong out here. This can't be it. And then he was like, yo, man, you know, you're not black. And then I started hearing that, but I got lucky. I was told that. I already was told that growing up in my own family. We never even used that term. I was just lucky that we never used that in our family. So I knew he was telling the truth on that. And so he's like, man, you got to declare your nationality, man. You got to do this. You got to become a secure SPC. You know, these things start, changing your status. And Judah will hit me up too, Todd. He'll hit me up and ask me certain questions. And I tell Judah can tell you, I'm like, hey, bro, you know who, because you nationalized me as a Moor. I'm like, but dude, the dude that nationalized me is an Israelite. Now what?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He spoke highly of you,
It's like,
Yeah, but when he was
it's
saying
really,
Andy, I didn't know who you were, man. I didn't
Man, he
know.
got 20
right.
names on Facebook, man.
Man,
I
every
just know you
time
by
Taj done
NY,
came to
man.
Atlanta, right? Every time Taj came to Atlanta, I was there, bro.
Con.
What this man is saying is true, and you know, Judah wanted me to clear up, and this is a clear for anybody who watches this video. You know how people do, Taj. A lot of people say, "Well, man, why you charging this? Why you charging that?" Let me clear this up right now. Paper costs money. Ink costs money. The knowledge, bro, you got to pay for your learning. Because if you don't know this and somebody else has to do this for you, now what you're asking them to do is to take out their time. And if you see that paperwork and where it has to be sent, a workman is worthy of his hire, man. And for some reason, our people don't grasp that all the way. And they, well, man, how much is, oh, man, y'all try. Of course, you gotta pay. You gotta pay to go to school.
Con.
You gotta pay for your learning, and more importantly, based on man, Tazadak walked me through it, and this process took about 2 weeks. And if you look at the paperwork that has to be constructed correctly, and you don't know how to do it, man, that's some man hours to do that, and especially the knowledge to do it right, because you can't make no mistakes. A workman is worthy of his hire and his or her time. Of course, you have to pay for that. That is period. So a lot of us got to get out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would love. I'm sure Todd the Doc or anybody that knows what they're doing would love to do this for nothing. In this world, bro, that it doesn't work like that. Because Tazadak, it shouldn't be Tazadak's or anybody's responsibility to go buy the ink, to go buy the paper, to go construct this stuff, and then to go mailing it and paying all the mailing fees and all this and this, that, and the third for you, especially when you don't know how to do it.
And doing
So
the research.
please, right, and then did the research. So please, with all the people who will see this vid, get that crazy crap out your mind. Stop it. Well, nationality should be free. It is, but not
But
that
here's
damn
the
paperwork and all this work that goes into it.
here's the
All
thing. I
right.
want to say this, man. For what
Okay.
they donate for that, it saves them thousands upon thousands of
Oh
dollars
my God,
that they will
they
run
have
into
no
later.
clue of that.
Try
And
go to a
because
damn attorney and get something done, man.
So
oh
let
man,
me
you're
ask you,
gonna
what
want
are the
2,500
advantages?
minimum retainer.
What are the
Minimum
advantages of doing
retainer.
this,
Minimum.
Andy? Andy,
And
I
he's
mean,
darn near gonna sell you out because he's an officer of the court. His duty is to the court and not to you. That came by Taza Doc taught me that. That's a maxim of law. That's jurisprudence.
Con.
And ignorance to the law is of no excuse. And that goes for
excuse.
me, you, anybody on this planet. So
So can you
if
kind
we
of
don't study, the main thing he'll tell you to do is go read this, go read this, go read that. And even with me, I'm like, man, I can read it, but shit, I'm not gonna understand it. Because you'll read it and not understand it. It's just like the Bible. You can read it, but that don't mean you're going to understand it. Sometimes you need an interpreter that does understand it. And so I tell Judah all the time, man, hey man, we can, it ain't really about this more stuff and this Hebrew stuff, man. It was a Hebrew that nationalized me. So what is you saying? None of this stuff matters. What Todd Doc is teaching us, and those of the true teachers are really teaching freedom. That's
Con.
ultimately what it is. Freedom.
Hey, but he asked you a
And
question,
you,
Andy. He said what are the advantages?
yeah,
okay, the advantages.
yeah, there you go.
My personal stories of advantages. I've been stopped several times. I didn't have a show of license. I had my nationality docs with me though. I keep them right here at all times. At all times. At all times. They right here. They right here. Stamped by the superior court. Stamped. And what's really weird about that? They didn't fight me on that. It went uncontested. They even put their seal. They even put their seal. Let me see if I can get this right. And then they signed it in red. That's their. This is their seal, and they signed it at red, acknowledging me for who I am because ultimately all beings must worship under their own vine and fig tree.
So
Honor
is
thy
that like
mothers
a
and thy fathers, for thy days be long upon the earth, which thy God giveth thee. That's a universal law, bro. And this is what Tyler Doc and just a few others, just a few others are actually teaching is how to honor thy mothers and thy fathers, for thy days be long upon the earth, which thy God giveth thee. And guess what? These folks acknowledge that. The advantages are you're not a U.S. citizen anymore, or being assumed a U.S. citizen, which is chattel property, not human, 3/5 human, which is why
right?
these commercial mercenaries, as Taza Doc is accurate on, are killing our people, and we know it's wrong, but we don't understand the premise in which they are not being charged with murder because we will call it racism when really it's not racism. You're in
Con,
dishonor.
con.
That's what it is, and you're
So,
not considered human. So
so
they
hey, let me
didn't
ask you.
kill someone; they just destroyed
Uh,
property.
Yeah,
That's
you're
what
not
it.
considered a man.
That's
so
what it is,
would it be
and we
like
know it's wrong, regardless of what they say. These laws, we know it's wrong, but it's also our fault for not honoring our mothers and fathers. That's what this stuff is. And so the other benefits, like I said earlier, not even a year after, bro, I'm looking at this stuff. Me and Tata Dot was mailing back and forth, mailing back and forth, mailing back and forth. Man, I really, to be honest with you, I didn't know what was going on. I just had to shut up and be a soldier and follow orders, is what I had to do. And I did that. And he did my SPC. And bro, next thing you know, I didn't get no more letters from child support. But that junk ain't on my credit. I filed this paperwork within on the county level. Bro, they don't bother me when I get stopped. They don't mess with me, bro. It's almost looked like I had one of them. Sorry, sir. You have a good day. This that same them same devils that we know or might not like us, but they don't mess with me, bro. I actually walk out here, and I went to court one time, and I did what Taza Doc told me to do. I had a crazy woman in my midst. What Taza Doc? What was that you said them women suffer from, bro? Because she was so suffering about it.
Borderline
What you?
personality disorder.
There it is.
Borderline personality disorder. Yeah, yeah.
That-
I had a
hey,
couple of
Judah.
them.
Judah, I was fighting one, bro. It was one trying to kill me. Called the police on me 3 times in my own home. Police asking me for my ID. Did I pull out a U.S. identification, a driver's license, or you? No, I sure did not. I pulled out my nationality docs. They look at it and just put it down and don't do or even talk to me anymore and don't touch me. And the third time that happened, Judah, true story.
Judah's looking startled, man. Judah don't think this can happen, man.
I'm listening, man. I'm in deep
said,
thought, man. Hey, because it's like a immunity type thing, right?
me, man. Stop
It's like
playing.
a form of immunity.
I told you
right?
this, didn't I, Judah? Didn't I?
Yeah, he told me a long
man,
time
you gotta
ago.
give that boy time to die.
Hey,
Well,
but
serious.
we gotta get to the
Like,
price
oh,
of this,
man.
man.
But
Before this show over with,
one
the
of the
people got
last
to hear the
incidents,
price,
because
and they want
even
it's all on the website. It's all on the website. If they go to the website,
Right.
everything's on the website. It'll
Okay.
take them directly to the link.
Even she was amazed.
Yashabim went through a similar thing. Yashabim, the brother that was talking first, he went through a similar thing, man. And he's right there in Georgia also. He went through a similar thing.
Taza Doc, no, bro. I done called Taza Doc.
Yeah.
Like, yo, man, I got a demon in here, bro.
Come on.
Like, for real. The last
Hey, Jeremiah
time,
Judah, you know that guy, young Pharaoh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm the one that done his packet, man.
Yeah, he did Young Pharaoh's packet,
I
bro.
done his packet up.
Okay.
Yeah, I done his packet, and when he was on, he called me. He don't tell people this, but when he was on probation, he got caught out of state, man. And I had just and you know, if you violate your probation, they will lock you up. But I had just done his secure party creditor stuff, man. Let him go. Didn't even find him on the books. Couldn't even find him, man. Just let him. He called me, yo, man. Does this stuff erase you totally? I was like, what do you mean? He said, I was out of state, man, and they pulled me over. I said, oh crap, I'm going to jail. But they let me go, man. They didn't even acknowledge who I was. Man, you're not in that debtor mode anymore, man.
This is real stuff, Judah.
Real stuff, man. If you understand it. Okay. If you understand, but you gotta understand it. I don't want to sugarcoat it. You have to study and learn the language. You got to.
Yeah, you do, Judah. And man, I'm not gonna lie, boy. Man. Sometimes I get to thinking, man, why I gotta learn all this stuff? Why they just won't leave me alone? You know what I'm saying? But man, it is. Hey man, you gotta study that. You know, you gotta what it say? Study, show thyself approved. You know what I'm saying? But that third time the police was over my house, dude, bro. After I showed them my true identity, they don't talk to me no more, bro. They don't bother me. And the last incident, it was like 4 police officers out there. 3 of them left. Watch this, true story. 3 of them left. One of them stayed. He stayed to ask me, yo, man, how you get that shit done? Get that. Dead ass, bro.
The white man
Dead serious. Yo, man.
Hey, Andy.
Everybody left. He stayed behind to ask me, how did I get that done?
Wow.
Ain't that something, bro? So that's why nobody can talk to me. Anybody got some doubts? I don't care. I don't care what you think. I know better and what has worked for me. I even went to court. And once I held up, they was like, it's Anwar Phillips here. I held up the birth certificate and my SPC package filed, but I had already filed the paperwork long before I got there and filed that I will be appearing specially, like Taza Doc told me to do. So I already knew that the judge had what I had already on her desk, but I knew she was going to try me because they'll try you. I heard somebody say they'll try that spirit. They'll try you, Judah. And when they said it's Anwar Phillips here, I held up the birth certificate that they created. I held up my SPC and said, yes, it is here. It is present. Like that. And she was like, what is that? I was like, this is Anwar Phillips, holding it up like that. And then she said, no, can't no paper be Anwar Phillips. I said, well, I'm the authorized representative. I'm Anwar Phillips L. That's what I told her, Todd. I'm the authorized representative of. And then she said, hand that to, I guess it was all women. Oh, and the city of South Fulton, new city, they gave this city an all-woman panel, judge, lawyers, everything. And you know how some of our women can be, boy, when they got some power. Lord have mercy.
Come.
Yo, it wasn't pretty in there, bro. So she asked me to hand my paper to whatever the main lawyer or whatever that is in there that's in there. And she grabbed my SPC, my secure party creditor that I had on file, and she looked at it and she looked her head down and she said, Judge Anwar Phillips L is the authorized representative of Anwar Phillips, the trust. This woman said, I don't care. That's what that woman said, bro. She got fired for that because my people leaned her for that. Because she kicked me out the court. And she I had one of my people work for the sheriff. So I kept having him run that name to see if any liens would come up on it. He ran it like once every week, for about 3 months. On that third month, I seen the FTA there. Leaned her, sent her in the same documents of my nationality and all that, bro. Next thing you know, she was fired for an abuse of power, and that FTA went away. So this is how I know. This is how I know that, bro. What Taza Doc is? This is why I kept telling you, Judah, man, get with Taza Doc, bro. You're gonna have to donate a few dollars, but it's gonna be worth it. It's just gonna be worth it. Because this removes that slave brand that we've been suffering under, that we don't have to be suffering and doing all this Negro marching and all this stuff we doing and all this Black Lives Matter. No, it doesn't. That's bull. That's BS. We're fighting the wrong fight. And here it is, people right here in our midst got the solutions to it, and we ain't listening like some dumbasses. It frustrates me because it's like, wait a minute, I know somebody who got a solution. I know that this will work, but then they'll get somewhere and then complain about spending donating a few dollars. But stop. Then you deserve to get beat upside the head. Then, and now I can't talk to you because you're dead in the mind or something. You must like abuse. And really, ultimately, bro, I heard somebody else say it. When you stand upon the laws of the Most High, can't nothing really touch you for real.
Yeah, someone got some air.
There you go.
I noticed that. If you stand upon the laws of the Most High, man, above any other laws, I wouldn't care if you got no paperwork or not, bro. You're gonna be good.
Come.
If you
and can we get another testimony before we move forward?
Being a secure party creditor, establishing your nationality as a Hebrew. Put it on the record.
Come.
We got another two other brothers. And we got two other brothers as
Well, let David go next since he's been waiting so long.
David, go ahead, David.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, bro, this
appreciate that, Anwar.
Everybody call me Andy. Everybody Andy.
Yeah, appreciate that, Anwar.
Yeah.
Man, bro, I'm telling you, man. I've been telling the guys, bro. Yo, man, holla at Taza Doc, yo.
Okay.
Like,
what's up?
Simple and plain. So this can help. This helps everyone, bro. Bro, I looked up. I have so much stuff on my credit. I'm telling you, bro, some BS on my credit. I looked up after that process, bro. I looked up, that crap was gone. Like clean slate, like somebody clean slated me. You know what I mean? And most of the stuff that was there was recent. It wasn't no 7 years and no crap like that. So I noticed that, bro, I've been stopped several times. They don't bother me, bro. And I haven't even showed them no ID. So, and I did on one of my on the ID I've gotten like years ago, right after Taz did my thing, I snuck on my signature, I put UCC1-308 in my signature. And now they're trying to stop people from doing that, Taz. They're trying to stop people from doing that. If you try to write anything other than your signature, they either hey, no, you can't. We need your signature and nothing extra. Or my girl tried to do it. The computer wouldn't accept it. So they got this stuff rigged.
Yeah.
They do not want you to retain all your rights. I was meaning to ask you, like, since this like that, Todd, because my girl just went and changed her license over from Ohio to Atlanta. And I told her to put UCC 1-308 right. I said, keep it in the cursive to try to connect it. But she tried 5 times. It would not accept it at all. At all. So, and everything is on that little computer pad pen
Well,
now.
I mean, you know what she
So
could write.
I've been meaning to ask you, Tazadot, how do we combat that and
You know what she could
retain
write, brother?
the rights for those who do have their IDs and got to renew it, and they're gonna have to sign their signature again. But either the person that's conducting it won't let them add that, or the computer is kicking it out. How do you get past that?
Well, I mean, no one could legally tell you how to sign your signature.
Unmute your thing.
Oh, I'm muted.
Yeah, I think he can't hear us. That's why he kept talking.
Yeah, I'm not muted.
Yeah,
I don't know
you're
why I
not
can't hear
muted.
nobody.
Yeah, Kahan. We can hear you very loud and clear.
Yeah, go ahead, family. And
I
then
can't
I want
hear.
yeah, hold on, and then we want David and Richard to speak, and then we're gonna let Tazadot close it out because it's almost 2 hours, and you know, you go too long, you lose people's attention.
Yeah.
Kahan.
Right. Okay, go ahead, Tazadot, and then let the other two
Now,
brothers.
I was just telling him he could sign all rights reserved. You don't have to write the UCC 1-308 because it's probably picking up those numbers and not recognize it as a portion of the name. So you could just write all rights reserved, like in with that signature. But no one can legally tell you how to sign your signature. If they do, you can say, "Can I get a statement from you that you're refusing me to sign my signature the way that I want to sign it?" And then on any stop, you would actually present that. You got a testimony from them. Otherwise, I'm going to sign. I could sign my signature with X if I want to. You know what I mean? My signature is whatever I want it to be, and your signature could change over time. You know what I mean? It could be whatever you want.
Right. That's right. I didn't really think about that, man. It kept rejecting her on that, and then when that time, like a little bit after you did that, the time I tried it to renew it back in the time, like 4 or 5 years ago, the man that was up there was like, "Oh no, you can't do that." I was like, "Yes, I can. This is my signature." I still snuck in, but it's not as clear as I wanted it to be.
There's a lot of background noise.
Yeah, somebody
What
mute
about
their
right
mic.
now?
I think that's Mikael, the background noise.
Yes, Kahan. I just corrected. I had a fan going, but I wanted to chime in while it's still fresh. You can change how you sign things if there are some impedances. You can change what you put down on any type of agreement that you don't find you want to be a part of. You don't have to accept any type of statement from any so-called state official. They are acting outside of the law, which is in the de facto system. So when you sign something, you can actually modify it. If you don't agree, you of course you have the right to reserve all of your rights under the Bill of Rights, and of course the Articles of Confederation, and the fact that you are a man before anything else. But you can sign your name differently than you would. Oftentimes you see these corporate officers, they'll go ahead and they'll scribble something on a sheet of paper, or they'll put the copy signature, which is not in wet ink, and it will be verified as something that has legal standing in their book, and they'll send it to you because they know you're ignorant to it. That's how they play the debtor. But we have our right to sign, as Kahan has said very clearly, any which way we want to sign, because they require the consent. They require that a living being representing the thing that they say is true has authorized some form of an acceptance of an offer under contract with specific performance. They're being drafted for performance of some kind. Under the presumptive claim that there has been joinder, or the meeting of the minds, and an agreement has been formed to perform some sort of activity that is beneficial to one or all parties. So this is the kind of mindset you want to go into, because what Khan is actually teaching is how to handle contracts, because that's all everything is. It's all based on your knowledge and comprehension of your standing in relation to contract law. And that's what Brother Anwar has been speaking on for the past 40 minutes to an hour or so. He's been sharing his experiences in commerce, navigating the contracts, because he had his status corrected properly through Kahan Tazadak under the True Disciples of Christ Special Secured Party Creditor Packet Workup. And this packet is something that is freely accessible and available to all people, of we the people who don't know that there's remedy in the law due to lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for their lack of knowledge. So the Most High, being graceful and gracious with us, merciful, has given us the opportunity to correct and cure the default status that has been given to us pursuant to Title 28 of the United States Code, subsection 1333, which is dealing with the maritime code and the prize that the government believes it has in the de facto Admiralty Maritime prize cases. These district courts believe they have the original jurisdiction exclusive of the courts of the states, and any civil case of admiralty or maritime jurisdiction in the commercial United States corporation, saving to suitors in all cases and all other remedies to which they are otherwise entitled. Any prize brought into the United States, which is an insular jurisdiction of UCC or Uniform Commercial Code subsection Article 9-307, the location of the debtor. In Part H, this is actually dealing with the location of the United States. The United States is located in the District of Columbia, and that's only a 10 square mile radius. So how could all of the North American U.S. citizens actually be born in that district when they are living in other states? So one must gather that these states are individual countries, and you are living under a commercial regime of a de facto statist agenda. And the secured party recognizes this and has removed himself or herself from the insular jurisdiction, being without the United States, which puts them in a status of Title 8 of the United States Code, subsection 1452, which is a certificates of citizenship or U.S. non-citizen national status and procedure, which is the benefit that Brother Anwar has been enjoying, which is all of what he said about his nationality. So just to summarize everything that the brother has said, there are actual laws that govern everything that has been related as he spoke on. And these parties knew that Title 18 of United States Code, subsection 241, conspiracy against rights, would be the case if they were to attempt to trespass on his status as a secured party, which is removed from the insular jurisdictions of the United States, which leads us to the supremacy clause of Article 6 and paragraph 2 of the United States Constitution, which establishes that the federal constitution and federal law generally take precedence over state laws and even state constitutions and ordinances. So it prohibits states from interfering with the federal government's exercise of its constitutional powers. And this is why we know that in regard to the Ashwander rules of law, the Ashwander, that's ASHWANDER, rules of law, it gives us the understanding that we are overstanding because of these true and verified laws, these cold, hard facts of law. And they cannot break them because they are entirely liable. So the secret here is why you want to become a secured creditor. You want to step outside of the de facto. So I want to give it, the floor back over to the brother David, because we know he's been waiting for a very long time, and I had to interject to clarify for everybody, so it's not going to just gloss over.
Who was that was speaking, man? Can you show your face?
It was Mikael.
Khan, this is brother Mikael.
Okay, I just wanted to...
Correct. Yeah, I got the glasses on now and everything as well.
Okay.
Well, our people need to rise. And Khan Tazadat, he's a real man. And that's why I gravitated to him. And he's actually helped me clear LexisNexis. Anybody out here that looks up LexisNexis, you're going to be floored by what LexisNexis is. It's a transnational conglomerate enterprise that's a data mining warehouse, and they also are affected just like you would your three credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And I've had nothing but success. I've even done things Viva Voce, as Kahan loves to use, because of what he teaches. I apply it immediately. I don't even need to, buy the books. I mean, I've had every intention of doing so, but he puts so many gems and jewels for our crowns in his videos. You can actually learn off of those just as is. So I was able to clear my LexisNexis file. I was able to discharge my debt obligation on a credit card with TransUnion. They deleted everything, and this is under 45 days. 45 days is usually the amount of time it takes for them to clear items. But I actually had it done in, I think it was something like 20 days or less. Because they know when you know and you're not playing around, they don't want to mess with you. So I had LexisNexis clear my record and consumer file, and I'm actually going to be sending them an acknowledgement with certain terms. I had them suppress it. I also had them lock the file. So anonymous so-called creditors can't just peek in and violate my Privacy Act of 1974 and Title V, United States Code, subsection 552A, rights, which are sworn to me under oath by the 73rd Congress when they instituted the idea that we are 13th Amendment Americans, separate from the de facto status of the U.S. citizen, separate from the de jure republic of the United States Union States of America. So what we want to do is we want to embrace this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, but when you learn the beauty of what's happening and the power you really have, you're going to want to do the research. It's going to be a natural extension, because you run into a circumstance, the first thing you should be doing is opening up a book, especially a law book like Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. You can even view the 2nd edition online. Preferably, you want to make sure you get that in the Bouvier Law series that Khan speaks on, and the King James 1611, and you have it. The Most High gave us the keys to the kingdom. He gave it to us to bind in heaven and on earth. And Kahan Tazadak here is an instrument of it. And I tested him already. I used to be one of the guys, in the background. I didn't want to go expose my face. I didn't want to say anything. I was just quietly listening, going through what I'm going through in my life and seeing if he was for real. So then I decided gradually I'm going to speak. I'm going to talk to Kahan. I'm going to talk to the members of this ministry to see who they are. And he was able to lay it down factually, and I see that he's a genuine heart. And what he teaches, he preaches, he walks it. He talks it, and he's not kidding. He's a bona fide secured party, and he's very potent. So if you really want to change your life, it's like You thought all your life you had to be fat, you had to be sloppy, you had to be depressed, you had to be no. You can have all of that change. If you really want the change, you found it. If you're watching this, you're supposed to be here.
Good.
What's up? Right.
Good,
That's
David.
right.
David,
Now we got
let's go, David.
Richard
David,
has to say that.
David, stop rubbing your beard, man. Let's go, man. Time is money, man.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
I'm giving honor to the Kahan. I don't even know why I'm stuttering. You know, this kind of reminds me of the first time I actually stood up for myself in court. I was a nervous wreck. Now, I got to tell you, when I met the Kahan online on the YouTube, I wasn't even in trouble. I'm a church boy, sang in the choir and everything. I didn't have any problems, but I stumbled on his channel. Now, I almost didn't follow through and keep up with him because he'll cut you with that word, you know, the two-edged sword. And but I kept listening for some reason or another. And don't you know, after listening to him for a month or so, I got in trouble. And because I had stumbled upon him, I already had an idea what to do. One of the ways I figured out what to do was when he teaches us on the YouTube videos, he'll tell you one sentence. If you don't learn anything else, learn the sentence and it'll solve half your problems. He always says, you should be writing this down.
Man.
And if you write down, yeah, if you write down what he says, that's half the document right there. I had a lifetime of problems with I'm driving, suspended license, expended insurance and stuff like that there. I got to the point where every 3 or 4 years, my license was suspended. So, you know, I'm thinking I'm a smart guy. I'm like, okay, when I, you know, get ready to start, I'm driving again, I'll just get my license. It wasn't really that big a deal because I didn't always have a car. But when I got this last ticket, after listening to him, I got familiar with the words that were on the document. One thing I found out that even though I was a nervous wreck, I had an idea what I was talking about. Now, don't get it twisted. A wise man knows he's a fool if you think you know something about everything. So I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to do that. But I stood up and I felt so good. I never felt that way before, never stood up, always just gave them their $200 or $300, got my driver's license back, but not after I met the Kahan. Now, I'm going to say I met the Kahan, but I met him because he goes to Philadelphia, and that's close enough for me to get to at a conference. Now, the first time I went to hear him, I had to go 400 miles in a 1989 Honda Civic 3-speed with an expired registration and expired inspection. Because I had to go meet this dude.
Driving that, wasn't you?
He changed my life.
So you was taking a chance driving that, wasn't you?
Sir? Oh, man. I've always been a little risky. I don't know. If I want to do something, I just do it, basically. I never really asked for permission anyway. And once I found out about becoming a secure party creditor, okay. So I also have his books. All of them. Keep them right here. Got them right here. I like when the Kahan says, right here. If you listen to him. I got them on. I got one more I keep in the car. It's called Corporation. And I also have a video he did called Shock the Cop. So I copied some of his suggestions. And I'm telling you right now, it takes a minute to do a document. If you're doing it off of YouTube or something. I didn't have the documents that were on his Shock the Cop DVDs. you get 3 of them. And so I'm typing the documents, and I got 2 charges withdrawn for moving violations, which I never did that before. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I just learned it. And he taught me something else. If you read what he tells you to read, wait until you figure out when you get a document from the superior court and it says the exact same thing. I'm like, you know what? I know I'm on the right track. He gives you a lot of information for free on the YouTube videos. I watch them every day. And if I don't, it's because the kids are here, or one of my grandkids or somebody showed up or something like that there. But I bet you I'll watch it tomorrow. So if you stick with him, he has a lot of categories. He goes over. I mean, I know we're talking about the secure party creditor, which I do have the SPC package. I've had it for 4 months, and I didn't send it away at first because I have a understanding of the common parlance words. I didn't get all his books. I just got his books in August or at the end of July or whatever. All right, so he has other he has other subjects. He goes over. He will help you in all your areas, in any areas that you don't even know you have. He'll help you in those areas too. One thing I like about him, I mean, he may do that because I joined the YouTube videos or something, but whenever I call him, he'll answer. I can't even get my grandkids to answer my call. But he answers all the time. He gives you a straight answer. If you're going to follow him, don't play it, because he will cut you in love, and he'll keep it moving.
Hey, excuse me.
So
I don't mean to cut
I'm
you off
glad.
because I got to get out of here soon. But Judah,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
peep this out.
I'm done.
Tyler Doc was like, yo, man, all this stuff that they're doing and using against us comes right out of the Bible. This law, these laws and statutes and codes. And that's why when we'll be talking to I don't argue religion. The first thing I'm gonna ask you, man, what's your status?
Right, you do.
What is your status? Because I know how that has affected my life personally and many others' lives, to where, bro, we might not experience the same BS you experiencing. And that's what it's really about. And that's why, like, a lot of this stuff, especially for you, Judah, messing with the Bible and reading it, and how y'all guys go back and debating that great information, bro, this stuff is the same. What's going on in them courts? It's the same thing. The lessons coming right out the Bible. That's why Father Doc stayed. You see what I'm saying? It's coming right out that Bible. And so what's happening is, man, the bottom line is, we can do all these debates and all that. Yo, man, what's your status? Have you protected yourself in this world, in this system? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's really about. We can go shoot the crap all day long. We could go debate this and debate that.
Right.
The difference between me and you getting stopped is going to be totally different. We can talk all we want.
Yeah.
But the difference between me and you getting stopped, it's going to turn out totally different for you than it is me. And I've seen that now.
It's true though, man.
Dead serious. Dead serious.
So let me tell you something, Peter, man. Let me tell you something, dude. There was a dude in California named Sean, man. This dude was a former hustler. He had 7 different felonies in 7 different states, man. And he was moving when this guy contacted me, man. He was moving around in California, man. no driver's license, no nothing, man. And they was after him, man. They was after him hard body, man. And so, you know, I told him he didn't believe in it at first. And so this is a problem. And most people, if they try something and it doesn't work, they say, oh man, this stuff don't work. But I tell them it must be something that you failed to do because it does work. So the problem is not this, it's you, what you're not doing or what you're doing that's causing it not to work. So the guy went back and he looked at everything and I said, oh yeah, here's your problem right here. And then one night this dude called me like, yo, man, Taz, you're not gonna believe this, man. I just got pulled over, man, by the LA County's Sheriff's Department, and they let me go. You don't understand, man. I'm a 7 times, I got 7 felonies in 7 different states. I don't have no driver's license, I don't have no insurance, I don't have nothing, and they let me go, man. You don't understand.
That's deep,
brother. This is what I was trying to tell you, man, all along, man. It works because he learned how to be a creditor. In the beginning, he kept complaining, just complaining about, I was like, yo, man, you in debtor mode. You're just looking for an argument. And he will always trying to argue with these people. So I told him, I say, agree with your adversary quickly and take away the argument. Give them a conditional acceptance. Agree with them, but give them a condition. If they're wrong, you're going to pay me this. Start working. 99% of the time, it's always going to be a conditional acceptance because usually you're not going to agree with what they're offering you. So you got to start looking at everything, Judah, as an offer. A traffic ticket, despite the language that is written in, is just an offer. They're making you an offer. Like someone, you know, I mean, might invite you, your woman might say, hey, you want to go out to dinner tonight? Well, not tonight. That's the same thing when someone sends you something in the mail and say, you owe $500. He's making me an offer. He wants me to contract with him if I already don't have a contract. Now, there's 4 doors that I could go through in that offer. Number 1, I could acquiesce, which means I go silent and do nothing. That's a debtor I'm going to lose. Number 2, I could do the thing that most people do. I could argue. I think I'm speaking a language I'm not. I'm going to lose. Number 3, I can agree with it and say, you know what, you're right. I owe it. I'm going to pay it. I stay in honor, but I lose money that way. Or I could go through door 4, which is a conditional acceptance. Me saying, okay, I conditionally accept your offer upon proof of your claim. Now you have to prove your claim under, oath. So I want you to do so under oath. And if not, I'm going to give you a countersuit. See, a conditional acceptance is always a counter offer. So when they offer me something, I'm going to offer you something back. If you're alleging that I owe something, I need you to take an oath under the penalty of perjury. That if what you're saying, you not only have to pay me, but you got to spend time in the box. And I'm going to tell you, no public official is going to take an oath under penalty of perjury. He can't. He has to do it as a regular man. A judge can't take that oath. A lawyer can't take that oath. A prosecutor can't take that oath. Why? Because most of what they say is hearsay evidence. It's coming from some third party. They heard it from someone else. And all people need to do when they get involved in that kind of scenario is to object. Were you there? So what you're saying is hearsay. So that's not admissible into the evidence. Strike that from the record. But people don't know the law. I mean the contract.
Right.
But go ahead, there was one more brother.
Tyler Doc, we almost hitting it in 3 hours. What I like to do is offer you. I'd like you to come on at least twice a month on the Lions Den platform and do some teachings on this. You and your whole crew, man, because this is some very important information. You know, maybe some people have seen it, but some people can catch it the next time. You know, so you got a spot here at least twice a month to come on here and do your teachings and all that, family. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we will see, man, because I'll be a very busy dude, man. But yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, because it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information to grasp, man. One more person was on here. I think it was Richard. Would you like to say anything before we close out?
Yeah, greetings, brothers. I'm going to be really short.
Turn your camera on, family.
You saying show your face, Richard?
Yeah. Actually, my mug shot. It's kind of right. How's that? That's all right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be really short, real quick. He did something for me that everybody else says that couldn't be done, my SPC. because I was not born here, and he did it for me. He's again, according to Brother David, he's a little difficult to deal with, but the brother is a blessing, and he know his stuff. And once you listen to what he's saying, you're gonna find yourself in a whole lot better position. That's all I gotta say. The brother is blessed. God bless him. May he continue doing his good work.
Where you from, family?
Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, got Trinidad and Tobago in that building. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, we can reach people worldwide, man. That's what I like about this, man.
For real.
So, like I say, man, we're going on 3 hours. The brother's gonna be coming back and dropping some more jewels. I appreciate you, Tyler Doc Shaw. You can find this video on the Lions Den page on Facebook. Go on there and check out it. This is where you can find all of our discussions and all the Lions Den debates. Andy actually has a debate coming up with Ruben. So look out for that. But this is what it's all about, man. Us sharing information and growing together. That's what I like about that. You want to say anything? Anybody? We're going to close it out. You want to say anything out?
Oh, no, I'm just going to say shalom, man. We appreciate everyone for,
right, man.
tuning in and listening. And, just like the video, share it, because more people need to learn about the information.
Right.
Well,
and you can find the website and contact information in the chat room to those that might watch it later.
Oh yeah, like I say, yeah, he dropped some links in the chat, and like I say, you can find us on the Lions Den Facebook page. And like, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss none of our shows.
Cool.
I appreciate everybody, coming in and sharing their testimonies. Like I said, we just trying to grow as a community and share information, man. That's what it's all about. No arguing.
Right, so I'm going to say shalom, man. Everyone be safe, man.
Right.
Shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Shalom. Blessings.
And